What is going on, everybody? Back in the house. It's National Beer Day. So it seems like we should do a stream because it's National Beer Day. So I am here. I am with Todd, and we do have some beers to drink tonight, people. Kind of weird. So Wednesday is hump day, and we got the show tomorrow, but it's a special live broadcast. So what's up, Todd? What's going on, man?
Not much. Happy National Beer Day to you.
Yeah, which is pretty much every day in my house. But hey, if they want to make it official,
why not?
It definitely does work for sure. So
I'm just wondering how many people tuning in going, what fucking day is it today? Is this Thursday already?
I hope not, because the people will be upset when tomorrow is not Friday. So.
Yeah, exactly. They go, damn you, Rod and Todd. What are you doing to me? Thought I was a day behind, and now I'm a day behind.
You're really throwing me off right now. You mean tomorrow's not Friday?
You pranksters without trying to be a prankster.
Apparently, it's not. BC in the house. What is going on, my friend? So going to go ahead and shout it here. So anybody that wants to join, this is going to be kind of an open type thing. So if you want to join, you can either hit me up at rodjbeerguy@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, and I'll get you a link. BC, I know you know how to get a hold of me. So if you want to jump on with the beer, let me know, my friend. But if you got a beer you want to talk about, this is going to be a night just to share some beers and kick back for a little bit and talk some National Beer Day type stuff. So anybody that would like to join, just let me know. Vanessa in the house. Great to see you as well, my friend. What's the odds that she has a Dragon's Milk or she has a Guinness?
Pretty damn good, I would say. That was a betting man.
We got Wayne in the house. What is going on, Wayne? Cheers, my friend. Wayne, if you want to come on with the beer, let me know. Wayne's got his YouTube channel, but definitely tonight, anybody that wants to join in, let me know, and I'll get you the link there as well. If you haven't checked out Wayne's Beer Delivery, check him out as well. We got Paul from PA Brew News. So, Paul, you know you're always welcome too. So if you want to jump on, if you're not working right now, grab a brew. Come on in, my friend.
What's up, Paul?
Yeah, and like I said, every day, National Beer Day, as it was seen. That's how I go by. I mean, every day. If it ends in Y, it's Beer Day. That's just all I'm saying.
That's right.
Wait, say hello to Vanessa. Mark's in the house. Cheers, Mark. Good to see you, my friend. Let us know what you're drinking there as well. And even if you don't have a channel and you want to join and share a beer, just let me know, and we can get you all connected here as well. True That PA Brews and Dragon's Milk in my leather bottle holder. Fits the bottle nicely.
Ooh, there you go.
Fits the day nicely too. So that definitely works as well. So I'm going to go ahead, and since it is a beer day, I need to crack open a beer here. What did you get? What did you just grab?
This one I am drinking, which I've had on the show before. This is Juiced What the Doctor Ordered from Our Lady of Perpetual Hops here locally.
Juiced.
The New England IPA, 6.3 ABV. And I kind of like the can art on it because it looks like a doctor's pad.
Yeah.
Well, kind of what they were going for there.
If it's juice and it's on a doctor's pad, is that a preferred drink of Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire, I wonder?
Probably so. If not, it should be.
Yeah, it should be, right? BC, I see you over there on Twitter, son. Give me a second. I'll get you the link there as well so you can actually jump in. Urban Kitchen, what is going on? First time, I think, here, so welcome, my friend. Good to see you. If you guys haven't checked out Urban Culture Kitchen, another one for you guys to check out as well. Give you a big old welcome, too. Welcome. And if you got some brews you want to share, and if you're not drinking beer, that's cool too. Just hang out. We'll have some fun tonight. But if you are drinking, let us know what you're drinking. Again, if you want to look at coming up here, that's fine. I'm going to actually share some National Beer News or Beer Day type stuff here in a second as well. Kind of some of the things around beer, a little bit of trivia, stuff like that, make it a little fun. But right now, let me go hook up my Twitter page so I can get BC the link as well. Let's see. Any interesting notes on that beer, Todd, at all?
Big citrusy, pineapple, grapefruit, Probably big grapefruit for sure. Yeah. I'm not really sure if it says. Let's see. Probably not. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. If it said what type of hops they were actually using, I'd have to pull up. Actually, I don't even know if it says on Untapped or not. I know it's on there, but no. So it's kind of definitely your New England style type IPA. Definitely the hop characteristics of an IPA, not some of the fruity forward ones that you might get now with like the milkshake IPAs or some of those types of IPAs,
Gotcha.
Kind of also a little not as hoppy as I guess your standard IPA, but like more of your New England style, which is what it says. So it's good. It's a good beer. Pretty well done.
Nice. And let me see here. Give me 1 second. Just fiddling with something here as you do when you have a StreamYard thing and you're like the writer, director, producer, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
All the above.
All the way down to key grip. So and just trying to check something real quick. And then I'll share the beer I'm going to actually crack open as well.
Why are you messing with that? Did y'all get any rain yet today?
No, we were actually supposed to probably get some here. They said at 9. I thought it would probably rain a little bit earlier than that, but it looks like we are going to get that.
I'd say it's heading your way because we got a nice quick shower that come through probably an hour ago. And it only lasted, it was quick. I mean, it was probably lasted 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes at the tops.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys are getting a nice drenching coming through. I don't know if you got any storms with it or if it was just the rain. They're talking about possible storms later on.
Not yet, but I think Saturday they're talking about maybe high winds and storms coming through and more showers. So
yeah. So we'll see how that accident's going.
But I think tonight's supposed to clear up and then tomorrow's supposed to be okay.
We got BC in the house. First time here
What's up,
to
BC?
the show.
What guys? Hey,
bringing in all the superstars tonight.
Maybe we'll talk to Todd, man. See them on the show. Man. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Hey,
if you know Chris from BC,
man.
Make sure you check him out. He's actually repping the beers up in Michigan. So BC's always has some fun beers. And what you got tonight, big man? What you got, brother?
Nice.
I was going to do a review on this one. It was by the Lansing Brewing Company, the Peninsula Pils beer. And they didn't have a Best By date or a packaging date. And I kind of around, and it was a year old.
Oh.
So, yeah. And I was going to do a show today, but with it being a year old, I took a break from doing a show today.
Yeah. There you go. So drinking tonight anyway. That'd be okay.
I'm drinking my, I guess, happy accident, if you want to call it that.
Well, if they don't put a date on it, that's on them. So, I'll still roll out. Now, if I have something that's after a date on it, then I won't do something. But if they don't put a date on it, I'm going to point it out.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Honestly, I called the company, and it gave a bunch of numbers. It's, in a way, like Guinness, in a way. Okay, if you follow what I'm trying to say here. If you follow Guinness, it's kind of a method to the madness the way they do it. But with this one, it was just a bunch of numbers. I was like, I can't make sense of this. It's like, what is this? So I called the company, and I called them. I talked to the person that picked up the phone. Well, let's talk to the brewmaster. Okay, fine. And probably within 10 minutes, come to find out, the numbers were the batch numbers.
They put the batch, they do the batch codes. So who has time to look for all that?
Yeah, and come to find out, this was packaged back in March of last year.
Wow.
So,
well, when did you buy it?
Wow.
Did you just buy it recently?
I bought it at a place called Discount Drinks in Wyandotte here. Well, I live in Wyandotte, which it's about 3 cities south of Detroit. So
okay, all right.
And this is kind of what they specialize in is drinks. And I knew there was something off when I see the special sticker for $9.99. That should have tipped me off when I first picked it up.
Well, at least the liquor store was discounting it a little bit, but shame on them for not doing better than that. One, not even selling it, but two, you should have got a half price or deeper discount anyway.
Yeah, true.
I mean, did you tell them you knew? I mean, I usually get stuff still in quality when I get the Rod J deals, but I get stuff cut down. So, yeah,
you had to go there. You had to go there, didn't you?
Well, if you didn't see the deal I got this weekend when I was down in the River Gorge, I'll let you know about that one here in a second.
I saw it.
I don't know how it happens.
The Goodwood stuff.
The Goodwood, right? It just happens.
I won't give it away, but you can't get better than that.
Even down in the holler in Kentucky, I'm still being found out. They're still like, "Hey, let us don't
here he comes." Here he comes. Here, take these with you.
We know who you are. So
you're like Bigfoot. You're like Bigfoot in the wild. You're like he's a real dude. Here he comes. Just throw stuff his way.
I would have preferred maybe like Kaiser Sose than Bigfoot, but I know what you're saying. I know where you're going. I know where you're going with it.
And Kaiser would have been a good one. That would have been a good one.
Yeah, fam's doing good. Hopefully yours is as well, Urban. Hopefully everybody's fam here is doing good. And I know, like I said, BC, he's up in Michigan. I know you guys have seen a little bit of a surge up there with the COVID stuff. At least the news is reporting. So hopefully they're getting out of their control there. But I don't know. I felt like we were going to see surges in different places anyway, following the spring break videos we were seeing. So I'm not really surprised by it.
Well, not only that, but yesterday they lifted the mask mandate here in Indiana. So
yeah.
And then you see yesterday with all the stadium in I think it was in Arlington, Texas, for the Rangers was
like 40,000 people in there.
Yeah. They just had them piled in there. I'm like, oh, geez,
and then people had their masks, but their masks weren't on. I go, so why did you even bring your mask? You took it off anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
but some people did have them on. So I guess it's still, up to your whatever. But
I don't know.
I'm like, how about wait till June just to make sure this shit gets more under control?
2021, we're still dealing with it.
I know. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
When they kind of protested or had a rally at the Lansing Capitol, and you were saying everybody didn't have their mask on. And I was like, man, what's going on here?
Right.
It was like, actually, what was it? I forget how long ago, or what the time frame was when they ended up storming the.
Oh, that was January 6th. Yeah, that was back.
Yeah.
Prior to January 6th, we had a kind of a protest at Lansing. Yeah, it was like it was just crazy.
Yeah, like I said, we never know. 2020 may have been just a trailer for 2021, so we're still early into the year.
I feel like it. Yeah, maybe 2020 is probably just intermission. And 2022 would be the shit show.
We might have went from the Postman to Waterworld. We'll have to see. So, but speaking of,
real quick, I just got an alert come across my phone. It said DMX's family to make decision about Rap Legend after brain tests.
Oh, because he had no brain activity, even though he was bleeding on his own. That sucks, man.
Yeah,
that's a tough decision.
It is.
Yeah, that's DMX was definitely a part of my youth growing up there. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Pouring the acrylic epoxy into the beanbag toss game boards. Listen, okay, we're in the Midwest, Vanessa. It's cornhole. Stop with the beanbag toss. I don't. People have an issue calling it cornhole, not the beanbag toss game. No, it's just cornhole. It's a lot easier to say. If you look on ESPN, it's the Johnson Hole Cornhole National Championship. So who's afraid to call it cornhole? I mean, if you're in prison, you might not want to call it cornhole, but if you're not in prison, Cornhole is what you should call it.
Yeah.
Come on.
That takes on a whole new meaning. In prison.
If you're in prison, you might call it the beanbag. You get a game of beanbag toss. You don't want to call it cornhole in prison. That's a whole different.
You see the guy shaking his head, taking his pants down again.
Oh, the shout out to Blake. Cheers, fam. Happy National Beer Day from the biggest vodka fan. Blake is in the house. Y'all know Blake TV. Make sure y'all check out Blake as well. One of my homies for sure. And yeah, Blake, if you got a beer too, you want to come on, brother. I know you sip on that beer here and there as well. So you need a chaser for the vodka sometimes. And then Wayne to Blake, what's up, dude, as well. Like I said, Wayne, if you want to connect and come on, just let me know. Cheers, my friend. Awesome live stream the other day as well. And I need to crack this baby open, actually. So I am actually going to crack open one of the ones I got when I was on a trip. This is from Goodwood. And this is actually not one of the ones that I'll explain in a second. But this is...
I was going to say, I want to guess the price on this one. But never mind.
This is the Goza. If I can get a little closer, it zooms in. The Goza was a hemp Goza L. So it's a Goza L made with coriander, lemon peel, and hemp seed. So that was kind of interesting. Had not seen that one up here, so I went ahead and grabbed it when I was down there. And got it. I actually got a 6-pack of these there. I'm going to pull the cameras back up. And I did have one of these. I did do a review that I'll have up on the channel at some point here. So, but this is the first time you actually see me actually enjoying this one. And I got to tell you, it's actually pretty pleasurable, pretty pleasing for what it actually is. And Goodwood I had not had for a while, just because there's so many breweries out there. It's been a good minute. And they are out of Louisville, Kentucky. So make sure you say it right if you ever go there. I can see people say, you from that town near Louisville? What? Louisville? It's like no, say it right. It's like
you get people around here that don't even pronounce it the same way.
Yeah.
Louisville.
Wrong part of town. That might get your ass kicked down there.
I was gonna say, that is true. It does depend. They go, oh, you're from across the river, aren't you? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Same, man. You get people like north side saying one way, guys on the west side saying a different way, people on the south side saying it another way.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's like some people when you go to Nolans, don't say you're going to New Orleans because then they know you're not from around there. It's just you're asking yourself to get robbed. You're going to Nolans, you know. Whenever you reference it's Nolans, like
that's right.
You say New Orleans, they know you a tourist. So, Urban Culture says, any recommended cooking brew, guys? Actually, I make a beer chili where I actually use the Genesee Honey Brown because that sweetness really meshes well into the chili and the base that I use the flavor. So that's an actual nice one that you can use there. I've used a couple other lagers, but it seems like Honey Brown's the one that really comes out the most. I want to do it with the stout though at some point too to see how it comes out. But you can put stout with some of your barbecue sauce for some of your marinades and for some of your glazes as well. That could be a good one there. I don't know what you guys are thinking. If you guys are cooking with beer as well.
Well, I was going to say, it's funny you mentioned the Honey Brown because I make a pretty good beer cheese. Like I heated melted beer cheese, dipping cheese. And I use Honey Brown a lot for that. But I've also used like a Guinness because it's not overly, it's kind of thin. Guinness, like a stout is thin. So I have used the stout for that. It darkens up the color a little bit, but it's still good. It's good. I think a Guinness, if you want to go dark for cooking, is a good one. I think. Because you're not getting a lot of the adjuncts or a lot of the because with a lot of the stouts now, unless you're careful, you're not getting barrel aged or the chocolates or the peanut butters or whatever. Which I guess depending on what you're making could work out fine. But yeah, coffee or whatever.
Oh, nice coffee one would go well with some barbecue.
Yeah, but I think a good Guinness, just a plain Jane Guinness is good for the dark variant of of a beer.
What about you, BC? What you got?
Going on to what Todd was saying, I got one where you get like sliced ham. And what you do is you get a bottle of Guinness, pour it into kind of like a frying pan. What you do is you bottle in, boil it up a little bit, cook the ham up nice till it gets hot. Take the ham out, throw in some mushrooms and some onions. Wait until that thickens a little bit. Make up some mashed potatoes and use that as a gravy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, well, there you go. A little Guinness gravy. I like that idea.
Oh,
yeah. That'd be a nice one.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I've tried it. I actually like it. This goes with any Guinness. I mean, you can go with a regular Guinness or whatever you prefer. So,
yeah. But of course, if you mix it up, you're going to have some different flavor that takes place there. Well,
yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cooking is kind of personal preference anyway to begin with. So,
just like brewing. Just like brewing.
Yeah. I just think Guinness and cooking like that, because it's not so heavy and so thick, it just works out good, I think.
Yeah.
For the darker variant.
Speaking of brewing, I put a thing on Twitter. I think I'm actually going to start brewing some beer again. I don't know when I'm going to start doing it again, but I think I'm going to get back into it. And
I've been thinking about that too, Rod.
Yeah, and I was debating. What I did was kind of the extract brewing, but I was thinking if I want to get grained up, I think I'm going to just go with the extract right now. I saw a pretty neat little recipe for it was like a cream ale where they use like Mountain Dew in it, which is pretty interesting. That caught my eye. So that's kind of a unique type thing there too. And it pretty much gave them like a lemon lime type cream ale type beer they fermented, because you're fermenting that Mountain Dew out of it with the sugars and everything. So that would be another great thing to use for the yeast. So I don't know. I'm still debating on getting some stuff. So we'll see. You might see me doing some things there.
Now, when you do that, you're going to do like a 5-gallon batch, or do you usually? I know at one time you said you've done like half of like a 2.5 or something.
Yeah, I've done like 2.5, just because usually it's just me here. I mean, like if you guys are closer like that, or they, I can do a 5 and no problem. I'm like, here, just take this beer because I got too much.
Right. That's always been the problem I've had is like, God, now I got 2 cases of beer.
Yeah.
And if it turns out kind of shitty, you're like, I don't want to drink, but you don't want to throw it out either.
Yeah.
But so I've been thinking about doing 2, but just doing 2.5. One, it's going to be cheaper. It's not going to be as costly.
Yeah, well, you'll buy.
But, I mean, I guess you have to.
But when you scale up, actually, it could be better if you're doing a 5, where the way the cost works out, because you're not really doing too much up. But it depends. Like I said, if you're going extract versus if you're going the grain route. But with me going the extract, I get 2.5. I can get a case out of it usually. So there's some different things. There's some different things kicking around in my head. It's just finding the time to actually do that now. So I think I may get a little bit more involved and come up with some more beers. I've had people here that have had my beers asking me about remaking some of the stuff too, because they really enjoyed it. I just hadn't gotten around to it. So.
My brother-in-law, Shannon's brother, he had a nice setup with the conical or whatever that mounts on the wall, strain it from the bottom or whatever. He ended up selling it all. He's like, I'm not going to brew anymore. He made some pretty good beer, but he always liked the German style stuff. So usually, brewing the German type pilsners or kind of some of the wheat stuff. He's not a big hobby guy, so
yeah.
But he would make some pretty good stuff, and he'd kind of get a little weird with things, but turned out pretty good.
Yeah, he kind of pretty much kept it traditional then if he's going with the German stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's told Blake. We can go ahead, BC.
Oh, I said my dad used to do that too, but he would do these Guinness or porter type style of beers, and oh my God, he would do it so APV heavy. It was like after like 4 years, you kind of.
Well, that's like me. The beers I usually brew, I usually have a nice little ABV kick on them. So I think the biggest one I brewed was, I want to say it was like 13.6 or something. But I'm going to make it worth it if I'm doing it. So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it worthwhile.
So,
but that said, we can make a vodka infused beer, Blake, and of course, Blake and Vanessa, you're awesome. There probably is, if it's not out there yet, there probably is something coming with vodka, because I've had gin barrel beer, I've had rum barrel beer, I've had brandy barrel beer, tequila barrel beer, obviously the whiskey barrel beer. So the problem with doing a vodka is vodka doesn't really have anything to pull out of it as much. It's kind of like vodka and gin are so neutral that you have to add stuff to them, and it imparts their flavor. So I don't know if you could actually do something out of those or not.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting.
The gin barrel one I had was really good. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I said, well, Jen has was it Jupiter berries?
Yeah, that's juniper berries. Yeah.
So it gives it a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
So, but I got to agree with you on the vodka. Vodka is kind of a neutral flavor.
Yeah.
Of a spirit.
Brewing vodka, he was like, "Damn, I didn't know I was brewing a Bud Light. What the hell?" Bud Light with a kick.
as Dave Chappelle would say, Samuel Jackson, but it'll get you drunk. So.
That's right. But it'll work.
It'll work. Urban, he's actually down here in the Houston area. So yeah, they're getting storms on there, and well, be safe because Texas storms don't mess around. I've been down to Texas before, and I've been through some storms, and the in-laws are down there, and I was going to take my nephew to a baseball game one time. We had to cancel because they basically had tornado stuff taking place. We thought it passed over, so we took them to the movies. And instead, got to the movies, they had the alarms going again, so we had to basically go in the stairwell down there. Nothing ever happened, but those Texas storms, because of that heat they have, I mean, that's just crazy. Some of the stuff that rips through the state.
I'd say what he's getting there now is probably where we're heading towards this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, it usually comes up from that way, right? So you'll get it a couple hours before me, though. So
yeah, right. Yeah. If it's really bad, I'll message you, like, head to the basement here in about another hour.
Wayne said, "What's up, BC?" Cheers as well. Let's see where Blake is. He's got the storms too, so y'all be careful. Him and JV are they both lost power. Very powerful.
Oh man.
Yeah. So where they're at is what will be coming your way next, Todd, and then I'll get it right for you. You're careful, BC. You all right? You all right, home?
Yeah, I'm good. Give me a second.
All right. But
I know that second wave they were talking about in the next day or two is supposed to be pretty nasty, or let's say nasty, but a lot worse than today for sure.
Yeah. So and where Blake and JV are, they get some crazy storms that rip through there too. So y'all be safe as well. Usually by the time it gets up to where we're at, it starts to die out some. Although you get a little bit more intensified than I do, but by the time it hits the Cincinnati area, a lot of times they die out.
Yeah,
they're not as strong. So I don't think we've had anything like it's been a while since we've had like a really, really severe like tornado type watch or something like that as well. So
kind of where we're at, which I think I've mentioned it before, we're kind of in a weird area. So we have like what they call the knobs, Floyd's knobs. It's not really mountains or hills, just a big hill thing.
You said it's called Floyd's knobs?
Floyd's knobs.
And we're just supposed to
called,
go right through and not even comment in any way about that.
Hey, I didn't come up with it. It's just what it's called.
I mean, we got a place here called Big Bone Lick, so.
Oh yeah. I've seen those signs. I laugh at it. I chuckle inside every time I drive by there going to Tennessee. Big Bone. Oh, like I'm in fourth grade or something.
Yeah. It's like, who's making up these signs? So yeah.
That one's great. That one is great. But anyway, so I don't know if the little hills there causes bad storms to kind of bounce the other way, but knock on wood, we don't usually get a lot of the wicked stuff.
Yeah. You guys are usually pretty good. Like I said, you're not too much off of what we get here. So
yeah. Well, it'd be kind of like, going into downtown Cincinnati, how you look up and see all the kind of the hills there by the river.
Yeah.
It's kind of what the knobs is kind of like is around here, sort of like that ish. Not as bad as what you've got, I don't think, but very similar. Very similar.
Vanessa said, "What do you get a discount on out-of-date milk?" I wouldn't take a discount on out-of-date milk. For sure.
Yeah. Just spend the $3 to get you some fresh stuff. Although Vanessa probably just goes out back and milks it herself. So.
Probably does. There's a family cow out back. Yeah.
Gets it from the goats or the cows, whatever.
But speaking about the beer, so oops, I had the can turned the wrong way. So for the Goodwood, so went down this last weekend. I actually talked about it on my podcast today as well. But I did a video with the beer hall for people that saw that. But if you didn't see it, went into one of these little beer store, which was kind of like a dirt road. Like I should have took a picture of it. I didn't, but I should have because You're like, you sure they got beer in there? You'd have been surprised. Like, you walk into it. It's like, if I'm not out in 5 minutes, call the state troopers, right? So you walk in and nice people in there, was in around, see what they had. Actually had some selections, but the selections they had there was kind of like walking into like some small convenient type store. So it wasn't a ton, but they did have some choices. And then I'm saying, oh, you got, the one beer here I ended up getting was this 6-pack of the Goodwood. And then I got the variety pack, I think is what I got there. No, it wasn't a variety pack. I got that at Kroger. It was a 6-pack of something else I got. And so anyway, the guy's like, oh, you like the Goodwood stuff. He's like, well, the distributor actually came and he offered to give me some beers. But the guy that ran the store said, I haven't drank in over a year. He's like, would you like to get those? I'll just throw them in your bag for you. And I'm like, well, sure. So he gives me like 4 different beers just on the house to take with me too. So one of them being like their bourbon barrel stout, which is supposed to be pretty good. And then they had a Vienna lager and a couple other ones. And I was like, sure. So, I mean, even when I go out of town, I still get places where people still just hand me beer, which is awesome. So
can't beat that.
I don't know how it happens. It just happens. I've got the luck of the beer drinker or whatever, like the luck of the Irish. I got the luck of the bear drinker that follows me everywhere I go. Yeah.
People see you as like, you know what? I think he likes to drink.
I like to think I'm doing some type of Jedi mind tricks, but I'm just not that smart. So you will give me the beer. Yeah. But it's funny when people ask you, so you want some free beer? Like, who says no? Like, who's the person that ever said, like, if a beer company agrees that we want to send you some beer to review, do you mind taking a look at it? I'm like, who is that guy that says no? Like,
yeah, who goes? No, let me think about it. No, I don't think I do. I don't think I want that. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna go to the store and buy. I'm gonna go to the store and buy some.
Oh man. Equal opportunity. What's going on? It's been a while, my friend. Cheers, buddy. He asked BC, have you had any beers from Brooks Brewing in Shelby or Ferndale?
Wait a minute. Brooks, Ferndale? Honestly, no, I have not. No. I mean, probably out that way. If I remember my geography right, the one that I've had closest to was Roke Brewing Company, and that was their their Devil Dog French Toast beer. Yeah. So, but them ones I have not have. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, he's up at Michigan. He's up at Michigan too. So yeah, he knows the beer scene around there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for them guys. Yeah, so I mean, on one hand, this is my first year doing this whole beer review thing. So every beer that I try on my show is my first reaction to every one of them. So I mean,
nice.
I don't know how else to explain it. It's like you're getting my most genuine and honest reaction and thoughts on all these beers that I review on my channel.
And that's how it should be. I think it should be like, because stuff that I do on mine is kind of the same way. Occasionally I may have a beer like on our Thursday show before I got the review on it, but 98% of the time that's the first time I've had that beer. 99% of the time. So because that way you don't want to go in with any misbelief or predetermined thoughts and stuff like that before you actually have it and everything. So,
don't get me wrong. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I try to do a little bit of research on what I'm reviewing. And, okay, I'm getting some background in the company, this, that, the third. But as far as the actual tasting and everything, that's all natural. And, it's just one of them things. So,
and even the more you actually do those, like on your channel, the more you'll go in and know what to expect from the styles. The more you've done it, because it becomes second nature to you. So you won't even have to do the research as much to know, okay, I'm going to have a porter. Here's what I should expect type situation. You already kind of know that, which would be nice. Yeah.
And I think, if I remember right, I think you and I have kind of had a conversation about me doing like porters and IPAs and stouts. And it's like, you know what? You're right. On my channel, I've been doing primarily IPAs. And for some reason, it was like around here from the places I get my beers from, that's all there is like an abundance of IPAs. It's like just so many of them. And it's like, I'm just going with, what's around me. And it was like, before I started doing my beer channel, I love pilsners, I love lagers, and I think that's what I was trying to convey back to you when we were having this conversation. And it was like, after we had that conversation, it was like, it kind of took my show in a different direction. And it was like, that's when I actually started getting back into pilsners and lagers. And it was like, in a way, I was kind of happy to get back into the pilsners and lagers because I've been doing IPAs for so long. And it's like, you know what? You might not know it, but it helped. It changed the direction of the show for a little bit, man. And I got to thank you for that. Appreciate you.
We all help each other, so glad to help out there. If anything there, so yeah.
And it probably helped your palate too a little bit, switching it up for a while.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. Because, before I started doing my show, it's like I drank a lot of pilsners and a lot of lagers. It was like, when I did start my channel, it was kind of the try new things and whatnot. And sure enough, I did. But you know what? It was good to get back to what I consider basics. So
yeah,
lagers.
It's always nice to go back to have a classic beer. Some of the ones I've done over the last couple of months, there have been some classics I've had in there, and it's just, why don't I drink this like more often? But it's because there's so many other beers that are out there. But just to get a nice classic, like once in a while, I'll pick up a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, just to have that classic Pale Ale taste. Because that's them. It's just like when someone says, "What's the best Pale Ale I want to get?" If I want to get like a classic OG type Pale Ale, Sierra Nevada, can't go wrong with it. That's always solid. So it's nice to get back. So when you start getting into some of the pilsners and the other different lagers they have, like out of Germany and stuff, and it's like, I got a Schwarzbier a few weeks ago, and it's like, why don't I drink more of these Schwarzbiers? It's like I'm all big on the Rouse beers right now because I love the smokiness. In fact, I got one from Dovetail, thanks to Dave from Beer in Front that got that down to me, and I'm going to drink here next week or so. It's just like so many different styles that are out there that you can actually kick back and enjoy. And so many people get stuck into the IPAs because that's what the beer stores are stocking, because they see that as the leading genre or beer choice for a lot of people. But that's because you're always putting those in front of people. When people try other styles, they're like, why don't I drink more of these? Like, because you don't get the option to really enjoy some of the other stuff because all the beer stores are dictating what you're going to get. So,
right.
So,
but then these breweries kind of fall into what's going to be popular too, and then everybody starts making that or whatever,
Yeah.
Like your milkshake IPAs or your seltzers or whatever the hell the flavor of the month is going to be.
Well, we know how they ran the Brute IPA into the ground, right? So
right, yeah, exactly.
That thing went down like a plane. I mean, it was just terrible. It wasn't a terrible style because I had some good Brute IPAs. It was terrible how many people jumped on board and just kind of just were throwing darts at the dartboard with it. They just thought it was trying to push it out there to get in front of people instead of the ones that took their time. They made some nice ones, but people got burned out on them because they were getting, I don't want to say shit styles or whatever, but there were a lot of brews that weren't really delivering as good, I think, for what people were expecting too. So,
right.
Yeah.
What's this we're talking about now?
The Brute IPA. So that was like a big run the last couple of years. The Brute IPA was pretty much an IPA that had characteristics kind of like a champagne with the bubbly, effervescent type thing. And all these breweries started getting on board because, a couple had some good success with it, but everything else just ran right after it. And it was just like, I don't think the market it's kind of an acquired style as far as taste. If you're new to beer, like your palate probably isn't ready to take on a Brute IPA versus someone that's been drinking it for a number of years. It's like I know people that first when they have barley wines couldn't stand them. 5 years later, they love barley wines, right? So you just can't jump fully into the 12-foot part of the pool if you don't know how to swim yet. I mean, it's just you just don't do it. I mean, you do, but somebody has to come save your ass.
You're right. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like sour IPAs is kind of that way too. Like a few of them make it, but it never really took off.
Yeah, and I like the sour IPAs. I like sour beers though, but I get it's your pal. I know a lot of people that don't like sours that just don't. It's not their thing. All like beer. Like I, like I was talking about. I'm not a fan of shandies, so I don't drink a lot of the shandies. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to come right back.
Okay.
My dog's a little anxious here, so I'll be right back.
Okay. We'll get you back in when you're back.
All right.
Oh, let's see here. Vanessa said, last time I said cornhole, y'all got upset. Are you sure it was this show? I can't think of anybody getting upset on this show if you said cornhole.
Yeah, I got more upset about whatever you called it before.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what that was. Yeah,
that was
beanbags or whatever. Yeah.
Beanbag toss. What are we talking about?
Yeah, what is that?
We're still a show that can still bring back jarts. We will play jarts. So, I mean, we're old school. Cornhole regulation boards too. U.S. military service emblems are embedded on servers. Very nice. That's pretty cool.
I remember she talked about that. I think she was just making them a month or two ago, maybe.
Do they make rolling papers made from hemp? I don't know if they do, Blake. You want to answer that question for Vanessa? If Beer Man was here, I would turn over to Beer Man to let Beer Man actually answer. But if it can be hemp is used in paper, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do it. That's a good idea. Teabag paper made from hemp, yeah. Hemp's got a lot of good uses. Wayne said, right now, outside with the granddaughter doing bubbles, listening to y'all, maybe in a little if you're on. Yeah, definitely. We're still on, and you want to jump in and share some of your beer stuff as well. Wayne, love to have you. Awesomeness at Wayne's Beer as well, Blake says. Vanessa, Dragon's Milk Stout, beer, battered chicken, and jalapeno cheese poppers. Ooh. That sounds pretty damn good.
That does sound good.
Yeah, I've been off for like a week, pretty much. I'm back to work tomorrow. I'm not looking for it. It's funny, I watched Office Space a couple of nights ago that was on, and for some reason he's talking to the two Bobs, and it's like, oh, you've been missing a lot of work. It's like, I wouldn't just I could be calling it missing. I felt like I laughed more than I should have. Work and like
that hit home.
That hit home real hard, yeah. Guinness Ford Extra Stout, great for a batter too. Yes.
There you go.
Hans in the house. What is going on, Hans? Cheers down to Miami.
What's up, Hans?
Hey, what's going on, Moose Gal? How you doing, Christina? Cheers. Good to see you.
What's up, Moose Gal?
Y'all check out Moose Gal's new channel. Check her out there at Moose Gal's Corner as well. Right now, the Orange Blossom Pilsner from Orange Blossom Brewing out of Orlando, made with 2 teaspoons of Orange Blossom honey. Pretty decent. Nice. A little bit of a fruit there with the Pilsner. Cheers from Blake there. And hey, the Hans. I would do a mead later this year. Well, there you go. You like doing mead. The Collected Beer likes doing meads as well. There you go. After the mead that I actually had, I would actually like to try to get some more meads at some point. But I got so many other things here, and I just got a box of something else that I'm not going to talk about now, but I'll probably do an unboxing video in the next couple of days to share what I picked up because I got a thing.
Why not?
They sent a thing. I had bought something, and it gave me like a voucher for this other thing that I got. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll use the voucher and see what they got to offer, but I'll explain that all in that video later on. Wayne says, hello, Moose. Hi, Moose. Vanessa and Blake. Can I get a Rod J deal on Rod J beer? Maybe. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Definitely an opportunity there. I got to think of what I want to actually brew, though, if I do start brewing again. I have a couple ideas. Like I said, the one that kind of got me thinking was that one that I saw with that recipe for like the I forgot what they called it, but it was like a Mountain Dew cream ale. But there's some other stuff that I kind of want to mess around with too to see. Moose Scouts, happy to see you both, and we're happy to see you as well, my friend.
Always.
Drinking a Munich Dunkel now. It's delicious. Very nice. I see Dunkel. That's another one. A nice style to actually kick back and enjoy. Nice darker lager. Always has like a nice little smooth flavor to it, depending on who you get the dunkel from.
I like a good dunkel.
Yeah. Blake got the magic water tonight. I think Blake sleeps with the magic water. Although he did get some other stuff. I don't know if you're doing that or you're doing the Canadian tonight, but he said, yes, sir, it's delicious in a watered down type of way. LOL. We got Mercy in the house. What is going on? Cheers, my friend. He's actually that's Adam over there in the UK. Evening chaps, just finished watching They Live with a maple mild. Nice. The old They Live, like with Roddy Piper with the sunglasses. That's a classic.
Roddy Piper.
Cheers to Mercy. Is Floyd's knob all shiny? Well, it is plural though. It's knobs, right? So
yeah, well, both of them are. It's Floyd's knobs.
They come in a pair.
Apparently.
Cheers, Blake. LMAO Vanessa. Only if you polish it. Yeah.
There you go.
Old dairy farm near me. Lots of fresh made milk at 0800. So 8 a.m. Did you wear sunglasses while watching that, Mercy? So, yeah. Wear the sunglasses while you're watching They Live. LOL, no, couldn't find any bubblegum either. Bubblegum and kicking ass. You gotta love that. That's a quote that came out of that movie that still goes on. Found Bazooka bubblegum. I have several pieces left. I haven't had bazookas. I don't even know how many years. I mean, that's like the kid. That's the one with the comic strip inside of it.
Yeah. She says she just found some. How old is that? Can you even eat it at this point? Or chew it? You couldn't chew it when you bought it out of the grocery store, let alone now.
Well, you could. Yeah, you had to. It took a while to chew into it, and then within about
5 seconds later, you spit it out. Yeah,
you spit it out. Like, yeah, like you got another piece. You got another piece of that.
It's kind of like the them that come into baseball cards. Like, oh yeah, this is good, and like before you got to the end of your packet, you're like spitting it out because it's like, oh, this is killing my teeth.
I used to like the big league bubble gum. That was
that stayed soft all the time.
Yeah, especially when I did play baseball back in the day, because I mean, the big leaders were chewing tobacco and stuff, but you had the bubble gum to kind of emulate there. So,
I had a buddy back when we played baseball in high school. He would he liked to chew the red men, chewing tobacco, like the big strips of tobacco, and he would wrap it. He would wrap it with the bubble gum or bubble gum, the shredded gum. What would you? Well, big league, the big league chew.
Yeah.
So he would shred it so the umpires and stuff couldn't tell that he had chewing tobacco. I don't know how that would be any good, but he got away with it for years.
Yeah, he found a way to beat the system there.
Yeah, because that was illegal. You wasn't supposed to have. They'd throw you out if they caught you chewing tobacco in a high school game. But of course, that was a long time ago. But he did. He'd chew it, and probably coaches get around the coaches too, I guess.
It's kind of funny though, considering the stuff that from the age group that we're out of, the things we did do back then.
Right.
I mean, you weren't supposed to smoke in the bathroom, but kids were still. It was like we did a lot of shit you weren't supposed to do back in our Gen X days, so to speak.
And that song had to come from somewhere.
Yeah. BC, when he gets back, we'll have to find out from Equal. But if you get near Shelby, Ferndale Brooks is a must. Creep beers, enjoy you had the Rourke Devil Dog French toast, so both of you guys had that one. So sounded pretty interesting. I had the French toast. I think it was from what was that one?
Art.
No, it's the one brewery with the cans with the artwork on it, kind of like cartoon character type things.
Hoof Hearted.
Was it Hoof? I don't think it was them. I think it was somebody else. I think Joe might have got it to us at some point.
Yeah.
I was thinking out of New York. Where's my phone?
Not sure about that one.
Am I untapped?
I know Entitled Art just did one, a French toast style, not too long ago. Well, I say not too long ago. It's probably been a couple months ago. I actually still have one can in the fridge or so, I think. I think I actually might have bought him at Jungle Gyms when I was there last.
I think it was Decadent now. That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they did a double French toast thing. Yeah, they do some great beers. I think they kind of price higher than they should for their beers, but they have some tasty ones. More brown ales. You see, people need more brown ales in their lives. I agree. More brown ales would definitely be nice. I'm all about the brown ales. In fact, I almost got a brown ale again tonight to actually do for the show, but I will save that for later. And speaking of beer, I'm going to actually crack open another one. Did you crack open another one already?
No, I'm going to take a second and go get one. I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm going to crack open the West 6 Brewing, the Hop Static India Pale Ale. So you guys can see that there. And this is actually one that I picked up. It's their third version, so version 3, which says Channel 3 on the can. But they are also out of Lexington, Kentucky. And I have the review coming on this one as well. But this is a very nice IPA if you guys happen to see it out there. And you want to get a nice IPA to kick back and enjoy. ABV on this one, 7.5%. So technically, that makes it a double IPA because that's the minimum for that. But they only put an IPA on the can, which I can respect because I think a double should be at least 8%. But that's just me. Hop, Strata, Citrus, Simcoe, notes, dank, resinous, pine, tropical fruit. So you get a good amount of quality out of this one. I was really impressed and pleased with it, which you guys will see on the review when I get that uploaded. But a nice one here to kick back and enjoy. And of course, I'm going to use an IPA glass. Hashtag proper glassware. So I'm going to sit that there. You guys can see the can if you want to check that out. Get some more of the comments. And if anybody else wants to join, let me know. Get you the link. This is open tonight, so people that want to get in here and share some stuff as we talk beers, feel free. Mark says, sorry, guys, my phone battery died. I'm going to charge her back. I'm drinking New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, 9% ABV. Great beer, especially on a budget. Yes, that is a great one. It's funny. For whatever reason, like I did the Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA review like 2 to 3 years ago, and like over the last few months, that's been like one of the top videos on the channel. Like a lot of people have been seeing it again. So I don't know if they re-brought it back out or he did something to it, but that is a tasty beer out of their Voodoo series for sure. And you're right, not bad price. In fact, at our Kroger, a lot of the Voodoo series beers, $8.99 a 6-pack or so. Sometimes $9.99, but they always put them on sale, so you can get a pretty good deal on them. Wayne says,
so would you open there, West 6? Something West 6?
Yeah,
like?
so this is the West 6. I don't know if you've seen this or not down there yet. It's the Channel 3 Hop Static. So this is their third version of this
Okay.
in the series.
I have not.
Yeah. I didn't see it either. That's why I grabbed it when I was down there. I said, I haven't seen that up in our part. So let me go ahead and grab that one.
I haven't actually made it to their brewery that they opened up in Louisville.
I didn't realize they had one in Louisville. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't know, a little while ago now. I can't remember when. If it was towards the end of last year or early this year, maybe. Yeah, it's probably the end of last year.
Hey, we got BC back as well. Yeah, that's part of the Rotator series as well. We actually had a question for you, BC. So you came back in time. There was only a couple things back. So what wasn't a question, but just Equal Opportunity said, if you get near Shelby or Ferndale, it's a must-have when he asked you about. But he did have the Rourke Devil Dog French Toast as well, which he enjoyed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now, if you guys ever get a chance of the Rourke Brewing Company and their French toast beer, oh my God, I did a review on that, and that was by suggestion. And I'm open to suggestions. If I could get my hands on it, I'll review it. And if you guys are able to do it, oh my. I was so impressed by this beer. I'm telling you, I was impressed by this beer. Really was. And this was kind of like a porter type beer. And oh my God, I love porters. I love stouts. And oh my God. I'm out about this beer. I swear to God, I cannot go out about this beer. I could, but we ain't got enough time for all that. But it just shows how good this beer is.
I know it's from Rogue. You said Rogue?
Rogue, yeah. It's
Okay.
short for
Well, not
Royal.
Rogue, Rourke up in Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rogue.
Or
Okay.
not Rourke, Roke.
Rogue.
ROAK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If you got it, get a hit.
Yeah.
Hold them. I mean, I know a couple of places where I can grab some and re-review it or what have you. So, hey.
So it says it's their oatmeal stout, but they added kind of the taste of a Sunday morning French toast. But I've had 30 friends that have had it on Untapped. Average is a 4.04. Then from the other check-ins, it says 3.99, which is pretty decent scores on Untapped because they can be all over the board. But if your average is up around that 4 level, you're definitely doing well.
Yeah.
Rod, have you seen this one or had this one?
Oh, shit. It's going to bring a 10W40. Let me get you here. That is triple chocolate.
Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, triple chocolate, 10W40. So it says it's made, it's Imperial Stout brewed with cocoa powder, cacao nibs, chocolate malt, vanilla, and lactose. Comes in at 8%.
Did the cocoa and the cacao. So you take no chances. Was that at the new? Is that for that new high wire that you got down there now? Is that why you got that there? You think?
No, I just picked it up at the. Well, we get distribution here now in Indiana also. So now it was just at the liquor store.
No, it looks like I need to go buy that this weekend.
But I saw they also had a couple other ones that they just hit the stores here today. So I might have to go. Might be doing some beer running this weekend. I haven't been for a week or so or two, maybe, to see some of the new stuff that's come in.
Well, they got a lot of stuff coming out. There's some breweries that released some stuff today for being National Beer Day. I saw as well. So,
that's what they
things. Yeah,
that's what they did today. Usually they do a lot of their releases on Thursday, but they said since it's National Beer Day, we did it a day early and put them on the shelf today. So,
yeah. You can't go wrong with high wire in my book. I hadn't seen it happening.
I'm not sure that I've had one I would not drink again. You know, sometimes you get one and you're like, yeah, it's okay, but I'm not going to get. But high wire is one of those like, I'm not sure that I've had a bad one from those guys.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till their brewery opens up here.
Brown, amber, or red, or great mercy. Yeah, either of those, they're all solid too. I feel like amber ales have kind of gotten looked over a little bit more recently. You don't see a lot of people really doing the amber ales, but I mean, everybody knows like New Belgium and their Fat Tire is kind of like the one that's out there, but a lot of breweries are doing some of the other styles. You don't have a lot of them putting the ambers out as much, so it could be a nice thing to bring back some more of those. And I'm always about red ales. I've always liked red ales, and I feel like we've definitely don't have a lot of those in play.
Yeah.
Mercy said Voodoo is trying to launch over here, but don't think anyone is interested. I mean, their Voodoo series, a lot of people like their Voodoo series here in the States. The one there, the Imperial, was pretty decent, but there's some other versions they have that are pretty solid as well.
Yeah, I've done a few reviews on their Voodoo Ranger, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think the last one I may have done might have been like their Juicy IPA, but I've seen some come out that I hadn't picked up just because I had so many other beers to go through. And it's almost like, for me, New Belgium, unless it's part of their special series, the ones where they have like the Belgian type style ale, something like that, and everything, you see the different wrappers on them. I feel like their main stuff has just become, it's not to that, like something where I would put it like next to a macro, but I feel like it's like at the top of the thing for a lot of I feel like there's craft, there's macro, and there's in between. I feel like New Belgium's kind of sliding in between. I put them in Sam Adams kind of as an in between type stage almost. It's kind of like I don't look at them as much.
Yeah, because I think the last one I did by Voodoo Ranger was their American Haze.
Yeah, that was one. I haven't tried that either, but I saw that was out. Yeah.
Yeah, because the guy, the Ranger guy that they, it's kind of like Eddie from Iron Maiden that they use for their Voodoo Ranger. It's like that one kind of reminds me of a Willie Nelson type of deal.
It does on the artwork, yeah. You see, Vanessa said cute doggy when you had your dog on there as well.
Oh, thank you. And she's one of the sweetest dogs you'll ever meet. I swear to God. Yeah. You come over here, want to get petted by you. She loves you all day long. Right, Rocket?
Mercy got an Imperial Smoked Vienna Lager for the weekend. Sounds mental. That sounds pretty interesting. I'd be into that because, like I said, I'm into the smoked beers. I have not had something like the Vienna. But anything with a Rouse beer on it, I'm huge on. Seltzers are not beer. Yeah, they're not. But
I would agree.
Don't get me started.
They put them on. They put them on Untapped now, so people check in the seltzers as well. So
I did one video. On White Claw, man. Oh my God, I was about to lose my mind.
They're good for mixing liquor, right? So yeah. Beer Hounds in the house. What is going on, Bill? Cheers from OC out in Cali. Yeah, if you don't know Bill over at Beer Hounds, make sure you check him out as well. And Bill, if you want to try to jump on, let me know. I'll get you a link as well, my friend. But happy National Beer Day to you. Tank 7 by Boulevard is an awesome beer farmhouse. So yes, Tank 7 is very good.
It is a good one.
That's one of the ones up there. I mean, unless you're going into like some of the bigger versions of stuff they have, but just as a regular base type beer or so, that's a very nice farmhouse ale they do, the Tank 7. I've had some of their Imperial stuff, which is actually pretty decent as well. In fact, I've got some Boulevard reviews I haven't released yet because a few weeks ago we were talking about some of the Boulevard issues that took place out there. I am going to release them. I just haven't released them yet because, I spoke to one of the people that were involved as well, where she had been under some of the harassment type situation. And, their thing is she's like, she's telling people not to boycott them and stuff like that and everything. Just kind of like all been handled. And the thing that really stood out was all the employees that stood up to the management. They got the people that need to get out of there. So I give them, for that. For me, drinking Boulevards for the employees more than anything. So I got to just get them uploaded on the reviews, but they're already done. I just got to get them shared.
I feel like that's one of those breweries that kind of fall by the wayside. Like I think they make really good stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that they make a lot of stuff that's just out of this world, but as far as like just pick something up off the shelf.
Yeah.
Like the Tank 7, I mean, it's just a good farm. I mean, they're just solid.
Yeah.
It's just a solid brewery, I think.
Yeah. I remember we used to have like Tom, the beer whispers, talk about him all the time for years before I finally even saw him here. Like, he'd always talk about it. Yeah. So I was glad we finally got him.
Yeah, Boulevard's kind of one of those we've always gotten that I can remember here. Of course, that's right in his backyard. So
yeah, because I did a series on them. I had 3 beers, and I remember reading Rod J's thing that he did, and it was like, I never knew that. And it was like I did the series, and I've never picked them up. It was kind of like Founders as well, man. I mean, for me, on one hand, I know Founders is part of Michigan, but I knew they had some trouble in Detroit in one of their tap rooms, but I didn't realize that it went so far back. After I read that, I was like, it kind of put me in a predicament in a way, so to say, because I was having to do a double review. I had a Founders cherry beer, and I was doing a whiskey cherry thing that day when I read about it. And it was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, do this review. After that, no, I'm not touching Founders again. I've never touched Founders ever since. So, I mean, it's just one of them weird, wacky deals. I mean, I'll admit, Founders got some great beers. I've had some. But like I said, I didn't realize it went that far up, and I've never touched it again.
Yeah,
So,
same here, really.
Yeah, I mean, I actually knew a couple of their salespeople down here for founders and stuff, and pretty much overall, they were always good people that I talked to, but I actually, a little different situation, like you said, like the more I got involved with it, the more seeing it was up to the management level as high as it was up basically to the owners of the company, allowing a lot of stuff to happen. For me, knowing the person that was in the lawsuit against him as well, and then I was actually connected with one of the guys out of New York who was a attorney in the beer industry, who was pretty much piecing everything together as all this was taking place, and seeing all that information. For me, it was just a turn on. Like, I don't see going back to them unless they ever get rid of that management team they actually have, and they'd have to get them out like they did with Boulevard before I'd ever probably look back at them. But before that happened, yeah, I had like a ton of founders I would do. We've done founder shows and stuff on here as well. And, it's just one of those things. It's different than what the Boulevard is. And now we also have the Brewdog was involved in their incident, which is Brewdogs is kind of more of an interesting incident just because they've always done things positively. Let's just say Brewdog and like Adam from Mercy Beers, he would know more probably on this because he's overseas, but over in the UK, they kind of are a mixed bag on stuff. Like, I guess there was some things how they treated employees and things like that over there as well. But over here is relatively a little bit newer to us on seeing some of the things. But this Indianapolis situation that happened where these 4 women got fired that were all part of the LGBT community, I guess. And then they said it was on performance and management, but then they got rid of the manager that fired him as well for how it was handled. It left a lot more questions than what actually happened. So you went in thinking one thing or wanted to find out, but then you want to find out more about what happened. And they've been kind of tight-lipped about it, they're running their own investigation to see how it is. So it's kind of like what's going on with them. But then I know their history of actually providing a lot of things for the LGBT community, which is kind of the weird thing. So like one of the owners I saw, I commented, this goes against everything that we believe, which from their sense, I kind of believe that to be the case, but they've had issues on and off. And so it's just kind of like, what is taking place here. So, but that one is still kind of up in the air because they said they've done good, they've done bad, but at no point I don't think it was like at least I think in the case of Indianapolis, it was one manager with these 4 women that he got rid of versus like a company attitude. I won't say a company attitude, but I want to say like with the founders, it was more the founders themselves and the upper management that were allowing it to happen. Once the founders of Brewdog found out what happened, they got rid of the guy. So it was a little bit different how they acted out versus what founders had done. So, yeah. So there's just all kinds of situations happening, and I don't know. It was like I was talking about that one brewery down in Texas that back unturned. They ran into some issues there with what they were running into with the Black is Beautiful and how they weren't copping up who they were providing the funds to when they were being checked, so they were putting together a thing about who did what with the different breweries. They didn't want to do, and they found out that was a whole scandal. And they finally said, we gave it to this one guy. And the one guy said, I don't even know what he's talking about. That was supposed to. So that became a whole mess. So beer industry is no different than a lot of other industries. There's issues all over there taking place. It's just, people get screwed there too.
Yeah. Pretty much happens everywhere. I mean,
yeah.
Just a matter of whether word gets out or not on it, A lot of times It just goes by the wayside.
Yeah.
And even in a lot of these things, a lot of people probably don't even know that, Founders thing happened or Boulevard even happened, things like that.
Yeah, and I still get people to ask me about that as well because they just, they said they weren't aware. But it's different. Like what I do on my beer channel for YouTube, or if it's the blog, or if it's Twitter, I'm like invested into the beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
into the beer, the community. So some people run their channels and it's just maybe going to be a review, or some people just run their channel and it might be about homebrew. Like I get invested into it. So that kind of goes back to me having, kind of that degree in journal. Like if I get into, I want to dig into it and find out what's going on. And I want to bring other things out that people aren't, being told or being shown or things along those lines. So I get involved and I go deeper than a lot of people. So some people that say they don't know, what's going on with founders. For the common person, it's kind of funny because I'm like, well, sure, you didn't know what was happening, or maybe you heard a rumor or something here and there. But like for people that say they're really involved in it, and they have no idea what's happening. It's kind of like, are you really involved though? Like,
right. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Like you can't fault. Yeah, I mean, you're normal, just maybe casual craft beer drinker just might drink something for something different. They wouldn't know, and you can't blame them because they probably don't give a shit. They probably don't give a shit, really, to be honest. Like who cares? But yeah, like for us or whatever, people that actually kind of get into it probably way more than you should, but you like it, you like it.
Like I've had people say, on founders are like, well, all the beer companies kind of do that. Like, no, they don't. You need to do some homework and find out what actually they were doing, because I can guarantee the other companies aren't doing what they were doing there.
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying, with that tamper with Detroit, I knew about that. But the thing is from what I understood, they took care of that. But, again, I didn't realize it went so far up. It was like,
oh
my God.
Yeah. And even the tap room in Detroit, I've had people that I know that have said they went there for service, and they actually felt it was different, even before a lot of this came to light, of how they were treated there versus other, white patrons. They felt they were treated differently when they were there. And so like they weren't as welcome. So there's kind of some interesting things all around that. But if you have from the top down up top management, that's going to seep down into some of the employees as well. That's what they allowed to happen.
Yeah. No, this is true. I gotta agree with you on this one. This is very true, yes. So it all starts with the head. Yeah. So that's where the problem is there. But another note, Vanessa, pecan smoked maple syrup. I'm thinking Belgian waffles with that one. That would be good. I wouldn't say no. Speaking of interesting food, so you go to different parts. You go to different parts of the state. Like I said, the Red River Gorge we went down to. We stopped into their Kroger to get food before you went to the cabin on Friday. And you see stuff you don't see at your other place. Like things are just different. They had a maple brown sugar apple pie.
Ooh.
Now, you see something like that, that's when you're in the country somewhere, right? Because you don't see that like in a regular places. Like,
that's not your local convenience store.
No. I'm like, our Kroger has never come up with our apple pie. We get Dutch apple pie or like your regular apple pie, but this is maple brown sugar. So yeah. And if it's in this down there in that part of the state or like kind of those southern areas, they're putting a lot of sugar into it probably. So it's going to be pretty delicious. So I just got like a half of that because I didn't want freaking what's our guy, Mr. Diabetes, showing up at the door or anything. Wilford. I don't want Wilford Brewing showing up.
What are you doing in there?
But let me tell you,
I got my invitation right here.
For those of you that watch the food channel, I'm going to have a food review on that one, and that one was pretty delectable. But that's only those kind of things you get in the South. Like it was like Kroger made, like, oh, so you guys can make this for this Kroger, but you can't make it for the other ones, like,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. Even like when you go in like the deli section, like the Kroger, they'll make fried chicken. It's like their fried chicken just smells so much better than our fried chicken up here. Just like that love was put into the food they were making or something down there compared to what we get. So it's just funny.
It's probably Ma and Paul down the road cooking it out of their kitchen and bringing it down there and selling it.
Well, down there they're probably using lard down there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just ingredients, man. Come on.
Turning their own butter, making it that way.
They got the real bacon. The real.
Come on.
They got the real bacon fat. Mercy said with an adorable dog as well. So yeah, your dog was a cute one there.
Yeah, what kind of dog is it?
I've looked it up and it escapes me. And for the longest time, I thought it was an Irish herding dog. Mm-hmm. But if you guys, and I'm sure you two have seen the movies, but this is going out for the people that's watching the stream. But if you guys ever seen the Back to the Future trilogy, and I explained every time. And it's like Doc Brown's dog, Einstein. You ever remember Doc Brown's dog, Einstein? My dog is like, I call it a Shaggy dog or Doc Brown's dog, either way. And
it was cute. It was a cute one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is like Doc Brown's dog, but the only difference is the hair is all white. And they're both pretty much the same, except for the color of the hair. And oh my God, like I mentioned it earlier, if you guys ever come over or whatever, she is a loving dog. I'll tell you one thing. She'll stuff you in her, and she'll expect you to pet her too. I'll tell you that.
She's a dog diva.
That's the way our dogs are, and I think they know when you come in. If you're like, we have one of our good friends. She's a cat person, so she's tolerates dogs, but it's like they know because they all instantly they all just like go swarm her. You know what? Whole time she's here, and she's like, "Get away, get away!" You know, it's funny. Like they know. It's a sixth
we'll
sense
make you like us. We'll make you like us.
Yeah. Because I've had a couple of people over here, and I've had them sitting on my couch. And my dogable's sitting right there. They'll be looking at you. Just looking at you. Sitting right there. Just looking at you. And these people look at me. It's like, what does she want? What does she want? She's wanting something. What does she want?
Wants your attention.
Yeah, well, that too, but she wants you to pet you. Yeah. She's happy with that. So.
Cheers, Simo. Good to see you as well, my friend.
Oh, wait a minute.
Simo Sups Beer Reviews. Have you got Simo?
Oh, Simo. I don't know Simo.
Yeah, definitely another one to check out there for the for beer reviews as part of the beer community. Actually, I just picked him up there, so.
Yeah, I don't think I do either. I have to subscribe also.
Yeah, I've seen Simo on other channels. I'm glad he popped in because I was able to pick him up now.
Yeah, so have I. I mean, I'm subscribed to his channel, and he does some good reviews over there. So,
Vanessa said, you had a pool to learn to swim. We had a pond in a river. In some places, like you don't see that. Well, you know, when I learned to swim, I was actually 6, I guess. And see, this is the difference between the time, I'm going to say, when we all grew up, BC, because you're close to me in age, I think, and Todd, you're just a little younger. There was a time that millennials, well, yeah, you're right. Like I said, you're pretty close to me in age. Like millennials will never understand this, or Generation Z or like that, everything, because they would be like freak out if it happened to them. Back when we were kids, the YMCA, you go to summer camp.
Yeah.
Put something on you. Yeah. We teach you how to swim. Okay. Go out to the edge of that diving board. Go up to the edge of the diving board. Why don't we go out to the edge of the diving board? Go out there. Be somebody in the pool down there or whatever, like, and then jump. And you're like, I'm not jumping. Well, you didn't jump. They came and pushed you off the edge of the diving board.
You had nowhere else to go but down.
Yeah. And the person in the pool's like, kick your legs. And you're like, you got a life vest on, or I guess nowadays to give kids floaties, but we had a life vest on back in the day.
Yeah, the arm floaties. Yeah.
And they're like, kick your legs, and you're trying to get to them. They keep moving. They don't stay there. Like they keep moving. And that's
come on. Yeah.
They want you to change something.
That's how we learned how to swim.
I did learn to swim in a pond/lake. I don't know where the cutoff is. Depends on how big it is, I guess, but. Probably more of a lake than a pond, but that's where I learned it's kind of one of those same deals. Just kind of like get shoved in. Like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'm not even sure I had a floaty or anything on though, or a life jacket. It's like, all right,
pond or lake, probably
sink or swim.
Yeah, that's one. But when I was swimming at the YMCA or a lake, a pond, whatever, man, we did not have life vests. We did not have floaties. All we had was arms and legs, and we had to survive.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the YMCA used to have those. They used to have those little boards too, right? That you would go.
Oh,
You
yeah.
hold
Yeah,
the
like
board,
the-
and you kick your legs and stuff. I don't know what the board was supposed to save you from, but you would
That-
hold the board while you're kicking the legs.
Yeah.
That's what we had in middle school. So the middle school I went to had an indoor
Yeah.
pool, and they teach you to swim and all that stuff. And that's what we had to use in those things. Like I'm in 6th grade. I already know how to swim, but whatever, it's fine.
Oh, different time back then. Nowadays, the kids get coddled, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, I think back then, if you jumped in with
for
like the arm floaties, you're
yeah,
a they called you sissy. I think.
you might get your ass kicked in the locker room. Just saying. You're setting me up for failure. Don't make me put those on. Mercer, I put that in the UK beer tuber group earlier. Sour IPAs didn't work, in my opinion. Either a good sour is spoiled by hops, or a good IPA is spoiled by I always talk about lactobacillus. So, yeah, I mean, you got to be definitely careful on how you actually put it together. But I've had sour IPAs where it was pulled off, but it definitely takes more of a fine tuning.
I had a couple from 450 on a couple of their releases, and they did some sour IPAs that were pretty tasty. Because I was kind of the same way. I was like, I like sours, I like IPA, but I don't know about a sour IPA. And it kind of worked out. They were not bad, but I can see where it'd be like IPA people don't like sours. Not to say all of them, but a lot of them might not, and vice versa. So sours don't want the hops. So, like, I don't know if I want either one.
And then Blake said, "Cheers to Beer Hound as well." And I don't know Blake, if you're still here, but I was gonna say I forgot to tell Todd. So Blake actually created a player because we all do the gaming as well. So he has a player now in NBA 2K that he's actually got going. So he created a center. So we'll have to get on there and play at some point. But
oh yeah, shoot, I ain't played that in forever.
He joined our pro-am team that we have on there. So and I
need to make it. I need to make a new guy on there though, because
your guy can shoot though.
My guy was he was slow and couldn't jump, kind of like me. He's the real life version of me. You can shoot, but you can't do nothing else.
Oh yeah, but that's just take pictures of the beers tomorrow.
And who was that other one? I can't think of his name now. Oh man, he was in Venom.
Woody White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah.
That was Woody.
Oh, Woody. Yeah. That's a great movie too.
Yeah. Vanessa. If you're on Instagram, Vanessa's on there as Vanessa M Kitty, so you can always follow her there. But she's gonna take a picture of the boards tomorrow as well.
Okay,
cool.
As well too. So
cheers, homie.
Whatnot. So
Mark says beer is empty. Refill time. Yeah, well, I got a refill for another one here in a second as well. Did you get another beer, BC, at all, by the way, or?
When my dog went to go outside, I got another beer.
Nice. Which one did you get this time? Oh, same beer or just the second one?
Yeah, same beer. Okay. Yeah, I figure I'll finish off the 6-pack, so I ain't got to worry about it later.
Good. And Mark answered Vanessa's question. Yes, they do make hemp rolling papers. So there you go.
All right.
I thought Blake would have got that a little quicker, but maybe he was occupied. Blonde hooker sitting in the fridge. I mean, are you like keeping them cold for Paul from PA Brew News now, or because Paul likes them cold? No, but we talked about it before. Vanessa had a couple of the blonde ales there. Just check my drawer. I do indeed have extra wide rolling paper made from hemp. There you go. Yeah, Kentucky right now is in the process of possibly approving marijuana for recreational use, so it'll be interesting.
At this point, it should just be legal everywhere.
Should have been legal everywhere for a while.
Yeah. Really.
Has anyone had Rare Out of Order? I won 4 of them from 1090 Brewing. I have not had theirs, but it might be from the East Coast, though, because Todd and Andy are down here in Maryland.
Oh, 21090, yeah.
Yeah. But that's nice that you won, Christina. That's awesome. Those guys always send out good beers. I had beers from them. They sent to me. I sent them some back. So I'm sure you'll be pleased.
Talking about 21090, I gotta say a little something about them guys. I know you subscribed to my channel early on when I started, and thank you for that. That gave me so much encouragement to keep going on the way I am now. And I think it was like my second video that I ever made. And I don't know if Todd or Andy, but it was one of them guys from 21090. And they subscribed to my channel. And I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome, man. And it's like, I knew I was going to be doing this for a while. But you know what? It gave me a little extra oomph to keep going.
That's awesome.
Man. Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, I'm all you guys, like you, Rajay, everybody else that's done this before, I've got to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice, yeah.
It's all part of the community, man. Like usually Todd does a lot of the social media stuff, so it's probably Todd that did that. But yeah, we're all, it's all one big beer fam, so to speak, for the most part.
Yeah.
It's a funny community. It was a great part. I mean, when I got into it back 6 years ago, I was able to make some great connections then, and not just with the beer tubers, but just people in the industry as well. Brewers and breweries, owners of breweries, marketing people, and it's fun. I have a good time telling and sharing the stories from the beer industry and the meeting like you and everybody else that I've met over time. And me and Todd met through YouTube and everything. Beer stuff. So it's just
met a lot of good people. Streaming and hangouts and stuff back in the day.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's second nature. I mean, it's almost like I work now so I can enjoy beer later. Like, you know what I mean? Like I go to work to make money so I can buy the beers I want to buy and tell the stories I want to do. It's almost like if I'm like at work and I get like, why am I doing this? It's like, oh, because this is going to help me later on. I want to do this, blah, blah, over in beer, right? Like that pushes through. Get through this, get your check, then you can go blah, blah, blah at the end of the week or whatever, get more beer. Yeah. So it's kind of become so second nature to me. It's kind of like you do make some connections and stuff with people through the different things. And like I said, me and Todd knew each other for years. And when we finally met, it's almost like we knew each other like since we were kids. It was like so funny. It really was. Yeah. Like people really say, well, when people social media came out, people were like, oh, you're on social media. You're not going to make any real friendships. Those are all just virtual people. Like, no, you really do make a lot of relationships on here. And when you meet people in real life, it all kicks over the same type of way. So it's funny, but yeah, it's been a great run.
It's funny you say that because the first time we met, when I come down and work the beer fest with you in Cincinnati, and you was kind enough to let me stay the night at your house, for cheap or whatever. I stayed up till wee hours of the night just playing PlayStation and hanging out, like you said. Almost kind of felt like you grew up together as little kids or something. You're just catching up, it was cool. It was very cool. Like it was no big deal. Like you didn't feel like, even though in a sense you kind of were strangers, but you really weren't strangers, because you hung out enough.
Much,
hung out enough and talked enough, and you kind of knew about your families a little bit and your backgrounds, and it was just like, okay, that's no big deal. But it's just hanging out with a buddy I ain't seen for a long time,
Yeah.
Even though it was the first time, and it's,
I mean, it was the same way too. Like when Eric came down and you had Eric stay at your brother's house. It was like they didn't know. I mean, just off of YouTube, that was the first time you guys really got to meet. So it was kind of like, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's weird, but over time, and I'm always like, I don't ever say I've never been one to, and Todd can attest to this. I don't get caught up in the YouTube drama, and I'm not one to ever be fake. It's kind of like. Because you will find drama on YouTube at certain aspects of it and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, I just tell people how it is and how I feel about stuff and go from there. It's like, why would I want to sit here and try to be, fake about stuff, right? You want to do that. And that's what I think people like is like, you're not doing that fakeness on things. It's kind of like, if there's beers I do reviews on and a beer isn't up to it, then I bring up why it's not up to par of what I'm looking for. But I give a reason why it's not up to par as well either. Not just like, oh, this is a shit beer and that's the end of the video, right? Because you're not really educating anybody on that beer or why it didn't taste that or why it didn't fit the style and things along those lines. So,
yeah, people respect that. Brewers or whatnot respect things like that. They don't want to hear everybody say, "Oh, because we sent you this beer, this is good." No, whatever. Yeah. They want you to be critical about it. I think.
Yeah,
to a certain extent, anyway.
Well, it's all about the nature of how you do. I mean, there are some channels that it seems like everything is always great beer, and we know that's not the case. And I've had talks with breweries, and I've told them, I didn't feel this on this beer, and this is why, and they were appreciative of it because they said, we don't expect everybody to like every beer. That's what we kind of like about your channel, because if something does stick out, you're able to actually express that, and you'll tell us why it sticks out, not just like so on Untapped, you'll see someone say they had a chocolate porter, and they'll put 2 out of 5, too much chocolate. You got a fucking chocolate porter. It's going to be chocolate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now that kind of criticism, they're like, okay, what can I do to make it better? Why is that?
You could say maybe it's like too chocolatey for you, something like that and everything, but you can't criticize for too much. I mean, they tell you in the label it's going to be chocolate in it. So the way you express things does make a difference there.
Right.
Yeah. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of times it's the preference of the reviewer too. I mean, let's say for an example, you got the three of us. Okay. RJ's got one way, Todd's got another way, I've got another way. We got 3 different styles there. Now, the way you two are going to review beers are going to be 2 different ways. The way I'm going to review is a different way. But you know what? I like to think deep down inside, the way that the 3 of us review beers are going to be our own most honest opinion, regardless of what it is. So, I mean,
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Well, that's the way you want it to be. I mean, if everybody did the same, you'd have one YouTube channel, right? So people like to see other people are looking at stuff and what they're actually picking up from it. Or, somebody says it if they're watching the channel and say, well, this person liked it this way, but this person didn't like it this way. It gives them 2 different perspectives on something as well. Yeah. The big thing is just being fair and honest. That's the big thing that you should be whenever you're doing these things.
True.
Yeah.
It's kind of reminds me of that movie reviewers, Siskel and Ebert. Now, you'll get them. I know it's 2 different spectrums, but on one hand, sometimes they agreed on movies, other times they didn't. But they gave their most honest opinions of the movies that they reviewed. And, I carry it away with that with beer reviewing. So, I mean, that's just me, So
yeah, everybody's likes and tastes are different. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're not gonna hit everybody's. Like you said, the 3 of us could have a different review on just a classic whatever Pilsner or something.
Yeah.
If you don't cater to that style, obviously you're probably not going to like it as much. And if, like you, BC, do Pilsner reviews a lot, you're probably going to be higher up on that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I try to stay away from Pilsners. And it's like, because I know I'm going to give them a higher grade than everybody else. So I'm going to try to do everything. But you know what? I'm always glad to go back to Pilsners because that's what I enjoy. So, I mean,
and you should.
Fair. I try to be fair in what I review. So,
Yeah, I like to, when I do the stuff on the channel, I like to kind of share the thing. And when I first did it a while back, I used to do like ratings, and I stopped doing ratings. And some people asked me about doing them. I did them again. It's like the whole rating thing is based on unless everybody's doing a uniform rating schedule, I should say, a rating type system. There's always going to be different because some people will rate stuff out and how they may say a 3 out of 5 is different from how another person, a 3 out of 5. Like for me, a 3 out of 5 on my Untapped is actually good because it's like excellent, very good, good, fair, or poor, right? From the different levels. But someone else, for them, it might be 3 might be, subpar. So unless you know what that person's system really is, the ratings don't do you as much. That's why I like to listen for everything else around the beer, how they draw the picture of the beer, how they talk about the beer, what they draw out of it. That matters more to me than actually does the rating score.
Yeah. And, talking about Untappd, it seems like you get a lot more ratings than you do, I don't know, verbalization of comments of what they review, but you get like, 3,000 reviews, and it's just the number, like 3.75, and then Untappd at home, and then where they bought it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what happens. I mean, Untappd is set up that way to be user friendly, because I've done stuff like that. For instance, I've gotten a 6-pack of beer, like the 6-pack I got of some of these beers, right? I might I'll do the one rating score when I do the review, and I'll put more words into it of how I felt about the beer. But the other 5, I'll just check in as Untappd at home, bought at Kroger or whatever. Like I won't put a thing there for a score, because that affects the whole score that I have on the other ones. But at the same point, I'm still trying the same beer from the same brewery and stuff and still enjoying it. But if anybody pulls it up, they can see the one that was actually scored. So I think it's a matter of how you do that. Now, I know some people, they only put it in once for whatever beer they try. So they get a 6-pack, they only put it in once still for their actual review, and they don't check in everything else. Some people check in everything because they want to all go towards their total count. It just all depends on how you want to use it.
Right,
But the simplicity of it is which makes it nice. And for the people that actually you follow that do talk about beers, they do put some good notes in there sometimes. So it's all how you want to use it. Like it used to be like Untappd, Beer Advocate, and then Rate Beer. And Beer Advocate had it almost too hard for a lot of people. They wanted too much information. And you're like, am I taking like an exam here? Like, screw this. I don't want to deal with all of this. Rate Beer was kind of like Untappd, where you could do simple stuff. But the Rate Beer, the people that were on it, you almost felt at times really didn't know beer as much. Like they was just like Budweiser, 0.5 or whatever. But like Budweiser is not a 0.5 beer. It's just something you don't prefer, but that's still a decent lager. So it's kind of like people didn't really, I didn't feel they were as educated fully through. And then when AB and Bev bought part of them, they bought like 30% of them. The people were like, can we really trust Rate Beer anymore? Since now they're under AB and Bev as well. So Untappd kind of emerged as kind of being that place for a lot of people to go to, and you could do it any way you wanted to do it. And then they actually ended up taking over Beer Advocate as well. So now they're under them, and that actually eased some of the stuff that Beer Advocate was doing, because I think they saw what Untappd was doing. So Untappd is just that easy, friendly, go right to it, do what you want to do with it, and live your life type one, compared to the other ones where you had to do more stuff. Or they didn't know what they're talking about.
Too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a good point too, Rod, because if a person's drinking, say, a stout, and they're not really a stout drinker, they may obviously think it's just not good. So they might rate it a 2 or something, 2 out of 5 or 1.5 out of 5, whatever. And then in actuality, for a beer drinker that sort of knows what they're doing or drinking, would rate it higher because they know that's, it's a good quality beer. You know what I mean? So in a sense, you almost can't, because like you said, you don't know what everybody else is actually rating it on. Yeah. But if they know the style, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not a good beer. You're just not familiar with what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it's like me and Joe, shout out to the Beer Patrol, by the way. It's been a while, but we know you're out there, brother. We talked about it before. Like, you don't know if that person's rating that beer either for the style or they're rating it to their palate. Like, I do a lot of stuff on Untappd on how I actually like it. So when I take a look at my stuff, it's how I felt about the beer. Right. So I can go in and I can rate, if I was looking at it, say, whatever, Guinness, and Guinness, as far as being everything to meet the market, as far as it goes towards a stout and fitting that style, that might be, a 4.5, 4.75, whatever type thing for meeting what the criteria is. But for me, the base Guinness might be a 3.5, just because it's not going to be something I prefer. It's not going to have the characteristics I like. So you got to be careful when you see that. It's like when people go in and they buy stuff and they'll have, Rate Beer has this as a 95 plus beer, or Untapped has
Right.
You got to be careful about following that stuff, because that doesn't mean it's going to be a solid tasting beer for you as well. Or maybe you don't see it on a beer and you want to try it. Try that beer. It may fit your palate, even though no one's rated it highly or talked about it or something like that. Go with what you like.
Right.
Yeah, because to kind of go on what you're saying, this is going years. Years and years ago. I'll still drink Guinness.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, like the beer, enjoy the beer, but you know what? My palate's kind of evolved, and you asked me like my favorite Guinness like beer. I'll tell you this right now: it's Storm King by Victory.
Storm King's very good.
Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah.
I always put that as the bar for like, okay, you got to come up to this here. Nothing against Guinness. I'll still enjoy Guinness. Hey, I just did what was that? The extra foreign stout a while ago, and
the foreign extra stout, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just one of them weird, wacky deals where it's like for a while there, Guinness was there on top for me for a while, and then once I started getting to know all this stuff, and to me, in a way, it's kind of complex, and it was like, there are other companies where they make this type of thing where it's just as good, if not better.
Yeah, definitely. And a foreign extra stout, for me, that's, and Vanessa would attest to this as well, like in Todd right now, that's like my top Guinness right there.
Your favorite, yeah.
Because once you had the foreign extra stout, it kind of makes you wonder what you were drinking before with the Guinness. Because the foreign extra stout, when it first came out, it wasn't really available here. It was available in the Caribbean, parts of Africa, and over in Asia. Because that's how they had it marketed. And then they started getting it over here. And when it came out over here, I was fortunate enough. I got a case of it for like $12.99 at one of my spots. Didn't know what I just said. $12.99 for a case of Guinness. Sure, I'll pick it up. Oh my God, I stretched that case out as long. Not a case. I'm sorry. It was a 24. It was 24 cans that I got for $12.99, and I just pretty much stretched that out as long as I could because that shit was so freaking good. And
good,
yeah, and it was like, but what they had done, Guinness is they like to engineer their beers for the different markets, right? So they kind of do a lot of market research, and the way they made the foreign extra stout with that extra kind of sweetness to it, more of the body, it kind of favored more of the markets they were looking at there in Africa and Asia, and then, like I said, the Caribbean versus in other areas. So you weren't even getting that over in Scotland or Ireland or anywhere over there either. You weren't getting in the UK. You weren't getting in America. You had to be in one of those other areas to actually get that when they initially brought that out. It's kind of like here, like when they made the Guinness Blonde Ale, which is probably the worst Guinness beer I think I've ever had. But they made it only for the American market because they looked at Americans not having as much of a favorability towards stouts. So they wanted to make a lighter beer to get Americans on board with Guinness. So that's why we had the Guinness Blonde Ale. And also when they did the Nitro IPA, we were the one area where they had the Nitro IPA. They weren't putting that in other markets because Guinness was trying to win more support from Americans to try more of their beers. So they're very careful about where they put beers, but they realize, hey, these Americans like this foreign extra stout. Maybe we should get it into their market, which I was very grateful for. Because when you did get it, when it first came over, it was like in variety packs for the most part. And then they started selling it by itself now, which is awesome. So
yeah.
But that was pretty good. But that Victory Storm King is another solid one for them. And I just found one of the beers I found down there on my vacation was the Victory Twisted Monkey. I'm a big fan of their Golden Monkey and their Sour Monkey, and they got a Twisted Monkey, which is a combination one that I'm going to be reviewing as well.
I seen them at one of my local shops. I was thinking about picking them up.
Mm-hmm.
And so, since you mentioned it, I think I will pick one of them up. Review on my phone.
Yeah,
the series on them, it was a trilogy, for lack of a better word, on Victory Beers. And I think I will pick them up to review on my show. So
there you go.
I've been thinking about it for a while, so I think I will.
I don't think you can go wrong with that. I think that's a pretty good one there. Vanessa, she had one roll of paper that you can unroll to a max length of a roll. 3-foot joints. that's like that old Mel Brooks movie, History of the World.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
part
ever
one.
saw that part one, and when Gregory Hines finds the weed field, remember that big joint he lit so that the Romans were following them, and they were chasing him in their chariot. He was getting them high. That's a good one. Mel Brooks classic movies.
Yeah.
Like I do love joints. What if you just chew the raw tobacco leaf? I think some people probably do chew the raw tobacco leaf. I think that's when Todd was talking about the kid and the gum mixing in. But actually, I'm pretty sure people do chew raw tobacco at times.
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of it, but there's a museum called the Henry Ford Museum up here in Michigan. And they've got another museum literally right next door called Greenfield Village. And it's an outdoor living museum where they've got these different buildings from, all over the place. They've got the original home of Henry Ford, or the original building of the Wright brothers, the bicycle shop in here. And they've got a farmhouse where they've plopped it on like maybe a quarter of an acre. And the thing is that you can take a train ride around this outdoor museum, and this farmhouse that I'm speaking of, they would actually plant stuff like they would way back in the day. And they would plant actual tobacco plants or leaves. And it was like, I've never seen a tobacco leaf in my life until I went to this museum. And it was like, man, it's a good thing I had a membership to this, because, it's so good to go to this thing, man. You learn all kinds of new things from this museum.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, I just wish there was like a beer museum that I could go to around here. You know what? I'm going to have to check that out tomorrow.
Well, you guys got a lot of good beers there. So you'd have enough beers in Michigan to make a beer museum, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. I was just talking about that with somebody the other day. It was like, how many breweries are there in Michigan? I was like, you know what? On one hand, you could say you got the big three. You've got Atwater Brewing Company, you've got Bell's Beers, you've got Founders. And that's just what I call the big three. And that's not including all the other breweries that are out there.
Oh,
it was like the brewing company that I just picked up today that I was never aware of. And I'm sorry, but it just boggles the mind how many breweries.
Well, funny thing, you mentioned Atwater. I haven't had Atwater beer in a while. And before I do that, hey, Wayne, if you could shoot me an email to rodjbeerguy@gmail.com, or it's right on my about page as well. I can shoot you that link to get you. And I just saw your comment there as well. I don't think you're on Twitter or anything like that with me as well, but shoot it to rodjbeerguy@gmail.com, and I'll just shoot me an email and I'll shoot the link back to you if that's easy enough. And but what were you saying also there? Or were you saying anything else?
Oh, I was pretty much done. It's just there is so many breweries here in Michigan. It's hard for me to keep track. I've got to take notes.
Yeah.
What was that on Twitter? Was it like a month and a half ago? I just had one in Troy started following me called Loaded Dice Brewery. And it was like, yeah, it was like, that's awesome.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah. It's nice when a brewery picks you up to follow you, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, if I can get out to Troy and try their beers, you best believe I'm going to be reviewing it on my show.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the reasons I use Untapped, because my old ass can't fucking remember what I had yesterday, so let alone a year or two ago. So if I don't check it in, I don't know if I had it or not.
That's why I keep a notebook, so I can remember.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I was going to say, I forgot to just slip my mind a little bit. You had mentioned Atwater. So funny thing about Atwater. So I met like their national sales manager years ago at one of the beer fests here. We hit it off. We had great conversation, all kind of stuff. And he's like, yeah, when I'm back in town, I'll let you know. And I want to get you some stuff to actually check out, for the brewery. Right. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Whatever. So he gives me a call when he's back down the next few weeks. And he's like, yeah, I'm down here. I told him where my office was, which wasn't far from where we had the beer fest. And he's like, yeah, if you were to meet me, I can get it dropped off to you there. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Just let me know when you're down there and I'll come down and meet you down there in the building. And I'm thinking he's going to bring a couple beers or whatever. I come down and meet him. He opens up in his trunk. Here's 4 6-packs. and Atwater, at the time, they were all bottles. So it's like I had to take them back upstairs to my office where I was, right? Now, where I work at, it's probably about 100 people or so that are probably in that office or whatever. But on my side, I'm in sales. So everybody in sales pretty much is a beer drinker. They know the clink of 2 beer bottles, what they sound like. So I'm trying to walk slowly with this box, and it's like, what you got in there, man? You got some beer?
What you doing there? Yeah, what are you doing?
But real cool cats at Atwater. They do some really nice beers. I need to check out some of their beers because, like I said, it's been a while, but they run a nice little setup there. And I had one of my other friends. They went up to, I knew the owner from Arbor Brewing a few years back before he sold it to a new group. And I had a couple of friends that wanted to go. They were going up to town. They were going up to see some of the different breweries. They were going to Arbor, and they were going to, what's the other brewery they got up there? It's not in Detroit, but it's like outside of it. Say what?
Is it Port Huron?
Not Port Huron, but it's not that Frankenmuth. They were going to Frankenmuth Brewery and stuff too.
Okay, Frankenmuth, yeah.
Yeah, so they brought me some. They brought me some of their beers back, but I had no idea. I said, well, if you're going up there, I'll tell my buddy. He's actually the owner of the brewery that I met. We talk all the time, and they got up there to Arbor Brewing, and it was my friend and his dad and my mom, him and his wife or wife to be, his brother and their fiance got in there, met the owners. Oh, you guys are all Rod's friends, right? And they're like, yeah. So he brought them like samples of every beer they actually had. And then all this other stuff. And so they went to go pay. They're like, oh, no, you're all taken care of. And the dad was like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you're Rod's friend, so we got you all set. So you're – and I did not know they were going to do anything like that. It's just – again, that's the beer community when you're – and it's kind of like – they were surprised, but the dad was like, well, I'm going to pay for the food. Because he's like, you don't want to just do everything. And plus, you want to reward the people that waited on you and all that kind of stuff too. But
yeah,
just cool people that you meet in the brewing industry. Like I would have never expected them to do something like that or whatever. But yeah, they sent me pictures and their table was covered in beers. And it was like, he wouldn't let us pay for anything. So
that cost a lot of money, man.
yeah. But they had fans for the rest of their life too, because they still talk about Arbor Brewing and trying their beers and loving it, and they were like, yeah. Yeah, and I mean they're big beer people. So they go to all different type of breweries, like when they're on vacations and stuff like that, or when they're down here around Cincinnati. So it was well done on his part too, but it was just like shocker, but.
Shocker.
But
you don't know who you're with. You don't know who you're with. Do you know who I am?
If I had a Sammy Sosa accent, it'd be like, beer has been very, very good to me.
as like when we met you down there and we was at Braxton, you're like, shut up. That's what it is. Like, really? Okay. Why are you trying to argue with her because the price is too low? What do you mean?
Yeah, so you guys are telling. I got to tell the story now, I guess. So yeah, we had Todd when Todd came in and Eric came in and Joe came in. We all got together and we went to the brewery place. And we had Joe's dad with us, right? So one of our places, Braxton, we went to go ahead to pay for the beers or whatever. And she knew we was there shooting YouTube. Actually, I think she knew from Joe night before because it was actually Jonathan that introduced Joe.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. But when we went to go work with the beer tender we're at, she's like, they had these bottles of Dark Charge, which is like an imperial stout. Like they sell for like I don't know, it was like
It's a
a 20
specialty once a year thing or whatever.
like 20 something a bottle or whatever, I think it was. So we bought like 3 or 4 when we were there, and then like Eric had his little he had that, but he also had some sampler
flight or something,
flights and stuff. Yeah. And they're like, well, she's like, okay, for that it would be like $12.50, and for that it'll be $12.50, and for that, and Todd and Joe and Eric are looking at me like, I'm like, pay her. She knows what she's doing. She was doing the 50% off for friends and family discount type thing at the brewery. And they're looking at me like, what do we do? Like, you give her the money. That's how it works. It's a transaction. You give her the money. You go drink the beer.
It only took me the one time. And Eric was standing next to me, and he's like, I was just like, just pay her. I'm like, this is okay.
You can see Eric when it kind of started to correct your math and stuff. It was kind of
like, he's like, no, you gotta carry the 2 or 3 there. I'm not sure.
But yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of serendipity. I believe if you're doing good things, then good things will happen to you, and you'll put yourself in good positions. So
that's right.
Beer, that's definitely been the way. Yeah. But Vanessa was having a blonde hooker earlier. And Blake said, "Me too, Vanessa," but in a weird kind of way.
Is the bear involved too, Blake?
And I tried to keep up with the comments, but Mark said, "Never had a blonde hooker. Good beer." Vanessa said, "Thomas Hooker Brewery bought ale is nice. Full disclosure, a relative brews it, so a little leeway.
Oh, even better."
I'm trying to get Wayne the link there. See if you email me back so I can shoot on that. I don't usually put the link in the chat just because things can kind of go crazy when you do that, even though you can kind of delete it. Oh, there's Wayne. All right, Wayne, I see you right here. I'm hitting you with the link right now. Give me 1 second here. Let me see. Hopefully you're still there. Wayne tried to hit me back a couple times. All right, Wayne, I just sent it to your email, so you have the link now, my friend. And let's see here. Awesomeness, Blake says. Do you get much Green Cheek by you, Rod? Just picked up a new collaboration with Cloudwater and then a quadruple IPA. I do not, but next time at Jungle Gyms, I will look because there's another place that would have it be Jungle Gyms. And the whole thing with the quadruple IPA, why are we still making these styles out? Like there's like not even a triple IPA by style out there. It's like a single or a double. I mean, obviously you're higher than what the double is, and they go triple, but it's kind of like just I don't. Do we have to keep coming up with stuff? I mean,
I'm not even sure I've seen a quadruple IPA.
Someone says, "Oh, they made a quadruple IPA," and that's going to be the next crazy thing, right? People start getting those.
Yeah. What's the fourth? Quintuplet.
Yeah,
quintuplet IPA. Yeah, there you go.
Blake says, "I have no beer." Well, Blake, if you want to come on, I can bring you in if you want to come on at this point too, as well, my friend. And that's all right. We'll give you honorary pass there on your vodka. We'll just say you're drinking a seltzer. Mercy said
seltzer with it.
Join, but in bed.
Seltzer with
6 hours. Let me shoot.
Well, you know what, guys? It's been fun. It's been real, and yes, it's been real fun. I'm gonna have to let you guys go, man. So,
it's good hanging with you.
Yeah, it's good having you on here.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, Todd. I mean, I know I've kind of watched you guys on Thursdays for a little bit, but it's getting kind of late for me here, man. I'm totally up by 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, I understand that. Totally.
Yeah.
So it's way past my bedtime right now.
I can appreciate you being up at 4, but I have a rule. If I have a rule, I have a rule. Oh no, it was great having you. No, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I was going to say I have a rule. If I'm up before the sun, it ain't no fun. So I can't get up at no 4 a.m. We have Wayne here now too.
Enjoyed you hanging out. Take it easy.
Hey, what's up, Wayne?
Evening, everybody.
Cheers, Wayne. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, Wayne?
Just enjoying the day, man.
There you go. But BC, get some rest too. And it was great having you on.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for having me on, Rajay. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Definitely.
Good seeing you, Todd. And Wayne,
Thanks.
have
You
you done
too.
that before?
Not sure. Possibly. Hard to say.
If you don't have Wayne's channel, make sure you get Wayne's channel. Wayne's been introducing some good beers.
So I'm on my way out. I gotta go to bed.
All right, brother.
Have a good night.
Peace out, guys. So I'll talk to you guys soon. All right.
Sounds good. See
See
you,
you,
BC.
man. Have a good one. So what you drinking on, Wayne, down there?
Well, I only had one more of the Orange Blossom Pilsners left, so I got to save that for review because I'm not going to afford it anytime soon. So broke out the River Falls Red Ale from Thomas Creek out here in Greenville. So.
Oh, yeah. Hold it up again there so people can see.
There you go.
Good.
If you can see it.
Yep. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, I'm doing this
Nice.
live stream thing. So
That's all right. We were all there. At
Their
some point.
can art for that kind of looks very similar to like Anderson Valley's can art.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anderson Valley. I
Yeah,
haven't had one of their beers in a while too.
Yeah, and
it's
actually,
kind of like a picture-ish, but not really a picture. It's kind of
Let's see here. Vanessa says it's 1040 making 8090 Wayne. Stop trying to do math on everything.
No kidding. No kidding.
And Chad said, do you like IPA with oats? How about with flaked oats? I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're going to make one of the smoother type beer, I mean, flaked oats is pretty common to actually use now for some of the stuff they're doing. So in a way, I almost feel like in a way it's kind of a little less than like kind of the nitro. You do a nitro beer because you get that creamy type feel, but with flaked oats, they're also providing a little bit of that as well when you're having that with some of the stuff taking place. Not just for the oatmeal stouts, but in the oatmeal IPAs as well. They use that for a lot of the hazies as well. They got 20 W50 coming out. So you're thinking, man, I didn't realize how late it was behind because it was.
I was gonna say now he's on here live and you're just not reading his review.
Well, it didn't show
his comment.
It didn't have any timestamps earlier, but now it's like showing us like an hour behind. I was like, wow, I didn't realize it was that far behind. Yeah. Question for you three. Yeah, right.
That's right.
Do you all have individual favorite beers or favorite style of brews? For me, Mark, yes. So Belgian ales are my favorite type of beers. And then after that, it gets into pretty much stouts and then IPAs after that. You guys got top three.
I don't know favorite beer for sure, but yeah, I'd say stouts, IPAs. Like depending on my feeling for the night, it could go. So I'd say it'd be like 1A, 1B, very similar. For those. I also do like to enjoy the Belgian style, also, but I'd probably put that like fourth or something, maybe third or fourth. I don't know.
Yeah. What about you, Wayne?
Well, I'm still experimenting with a lot of different types, but I would say my favorite so far is just a good German health style lager.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's a good one.
But I found a lot of ales that I like. Haven't found an IPA that I care for right at the moment, but I'm gonna keep trying. You never know, might find one.
I will tell you, it's definitely an acquired taste, which I'm sure you know. But the very first time when I first started getting into craft beers, one of our local breweries here, well, the Louisville Zoo has a brew. They call it Brew at the Zoo Beer Fest. And the first time I went over there, I was like, okay, we'll get, you pay whatever it was, $40, $50 for 4 or 5 hours of all the beer you can drink. No, at that time you didn't have tickets or anything, so you could drink all you wanted. And for the only beer I poured out that time was an IPA.
Oh,
and it was actually a Southern Indiana beer over here, New Albanian beer. And now it's I love them. So just commenting on what you're saying there, stick with it for a while. You might grow to like them.
Yeah, that's kind of like the evolution we were talking about earlier with the different styles. You can definitely grow and liking stuff. But what do you think about as you get older? your palate changes, but you also lose taste buds too, and that may start to have you favor other things along the way as well. Like if you have, say you're 20 years old, you have so much action with the taste buds. That's why I said some people have a barley wine and they'll hate it at that age. Although technically you should be 21, not 20. That was a bad example.
Come on, Ryan.
but then you come back later at 28 and you're like, oh, this isn't that bad, because you've adjusted on stuff.
Mature a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
You're thinking, I'm not going to pay that much for a barley wine. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, now I want something good to drink. You're
like, these Bigfoots aren't that bad now.
Not so bad. Yeah.
Which I still got to do the Bigfoot series. I got Bigfoots like 5 or 6 of them I haven't done. I still haven't done the Big Bad Baptist series. I still need to do those as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
So we've got. So we're talking about West 6. So you're drinking. Well, you're drinking now.
Yeah.
Is that what you're drinking now? Yeah.
No. So I switched over to actually drink this one here now, which is the Aloe Hop from Lexington Brewing Company.
Oh, okay.
This is one I hadn't seen. It was part of a variety pack when I was down there in the gorge, so I decided to pick that up. So this one here comes in with an ABV of 6.5%. India Pale Ale with natural flavors, dry hopped with Simcoe, Calypso, Comet, and Amarillo. And I have a review I've already done on this one, so I'll have that uploaded here at some point. It was kind of surprising just because I'm up and down with Lexington, but this one actually not bad. It's got a little bit more of a lemony type feel in there along with everything, but the one I had from them that really surprised me, I think, was their Belgian whip beer. So I won't
really. Okay.
I'll let that surprise you. I do the video upload, but that one was actually pretty decent compared to what I've been used to with Lexington. And Lexington is nothing bad against them or anything like that. And they actually followed back on the Twitter stuff when I was posting it. I find like they're, you have some stuff that are like your stable type things. You can do them. You're not going to be high up on them. Not going to be low down on them. They're kind of right there. A nice, decent put together beer. A lot of their beers are kind of like that. But the one that jumped out was really that whip beer that I thought was actually one of the better ones they've ever done in matching up with that style of what a whip beer is supposed to be. So, they're decent. They're Lexington. Check them out.
But you're talking about the Big Bad Baptist. Made me think of when I was thinking he's drinking West 6. So the West 6 here locally now, or before, we have a Facebook page locally. It's Louisville Beer Snobs, and they used to always talk about going to West 6 in Lexington and getting the Snake Cake beer and all their variants or whatever. So I don't know if it was this past weekend or midweek last week sometime. They come out with, I don't know if they come out with it, but they've got them again. Their normal snake cake, which is an imperial stout, and then their German chocolate snake cake and a peanut butter snake cake. So I think normally their bombers sold for like $22, but you can buy all 3 of them for like $60. So I've been like contemplating for days now. I was like, should I go get them or not? I'm thinking I probably should.
Yeah. Just
because I've never had them because they were never local here per se, is what they are now. So it's like, I might go by there and get it. I might just splurge and just spend it and get it anyway.
You splurge a lot with beers, that's for sure.
Why not? Yeah, right.
Yeah. You can explain. I don't know if you're going to do that. I don't know if you're married or not, Wayne, or explain that to like wife, but like, you got to get more beer. Well, see, if I don't get it now, it's not available again. So I have to get it now. So.
Like, what about all those beers you got sitting on top of your fridge and then the boxes? Like, well, I'll get to them some point.
Yeah.
Nah, she doesn't see it. I sneak it into the fridge outside out here.
There you go.
She didn't catch it the last time I had a case out here from when I picked up from RJ Rockers near work.
She's like, Wayne's spending a lot of time in the garage lately. What's going on out there?
What's he doing? What's so interesting out there all of a sudden?
That's where I do my YouTube,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I got a second beer fridge there, so a lot of the stuff goes right to that, which makes it nice. As long as the wife can have that part of the fridge they want, and you got another fridge, you don't have any trouble.
So it's like, it's not a problem, it's just a hobby.
Yeah. I saw Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. Yeah.
The bad thing is trying to figure out which beer to drink casually and which ones to review.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I've had in the past with having a channel is kind of like, I got some good beers. Like, do I want to drink this beer and not do a review on it? But I'm like, oh, what if I crack it open? It's a good beer. I should have been able to share it with her. So it's kind of like, I know the dilemma you're talking about there, Point.
Kind of one of the downfalls of doing a channel, I guess.
Yeah. But then it's like, why just do a live review of it? But then you can't do live reviews every night. Everybody think you're like an alcoholic or something. So.
Right.
At least when you record them, you can still do them every night, but they don't know you're doing them every night.
That's right.
We'll never
But if you're putting them out every night,
if
you're putting them out every night, everybody's like, God, does this guy ever not drink beer?
Man drinks beer like he's a fish. What is going on? Yeah. Vanessa had moved on to one of the Dragon's Milk that she was drinking after the blonde hooker. Flake doughs are pre-gelatized with steam and they roast so they do not require cooked prior to mashing. Malted oats have been going through the malting process, and as such, they have the starches of the flake doughs along with the enzymes developed during the malting process, which is why they're used that way, because then the yeast turns the starches into the sugar. Blake stays safe. Yeah, Blake had a little bit of storms there. Yeah, Willie Nelson. I thought that was perfect for the analogy for the New Belgian beer. Let me see here. The Rasmussen Boulevard is good beer. They do have good beers. Like I said, it's a lot of breweries have good beers, but some of them may have issues there that come into play as well. But like to hear all these beer preferences. And Vanessa Kitty mixing it up tonight. Cheers. Yeah, Vanessa is definitely mixing the Dragons or the Foreign Extra, but she does have some other stuff in the fridge. What's up, Bart? Cheers, my friend. Good evening, guys. Hope everyone is safe and well. You too, buddy. Bart's up there in MJ. And I still haven't been up there yet, by the way, but it is on the docket to get up there. Everybody's getting all these vaccinations now a little bit quicker, so hopefully by end of summer or so, I'll get a chance to come up there. If we get down around your area, I'll definitely let you know. Wayne said hello to Bart back then. Man, I am so far. Maple brown. So talking about the maple brown sugar, that was back when I was talking about the apple pie, right? But yeah, that was a interesting pie, and it was really good. Have you ever had that before, Wayne? Like, have you seen maple brown sugar apple pie? Have you ever seen something like that?
I haven't, but I'll be willing to try.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
I mean, it was at our Kroger. It wasn't our Kroger. It was a Red River Gorge Kroger. And I'm like, how does this Kroger have it and we don't have it at our Kroger?
That might pair up really good with the apple pie moonshine from Old Smoky in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Be good too. Yeah, I actually did pick up some moonshine, but I'll wait to share that tomorrow night when we do the other show, since we're kind of focused on beer. But there was some moonshine I did pick up when I was down there as well.
Uh-oh.
And it was higher than what the Old Smoky gives you. Mm-hmm. Maple syrup candy, but I do like candy bacon. I do like that, and I think they always use maple syrup in the ones I've had. Southern Love, yeah. Southern. You mean it was funny? I was watching. It was one of the comedians I saw. They were saying, like, you never hear anybody say about like any of that good northern food or whatever. I mean, I grew up in New Jersey. So I grew up in the north, right? But I thought about like, yeah, when they said like a good meal, like, oh, a good southern meal, you think of the good big southern breakfast or the bar. Like, but it's like up north, like, damn, we really didn't have anything that you would say a good northern type meal. You maybe
good northern meal,
Philly cheesesteak, but I mean. You think of the South, you think about all the stuff. They had the biscuits and like I said,
gravy. Yeah.
I only had biscuits and gravy for the first time in the last 2 years, right?
Well, I know you said that.
Yeah. So it was like we didn't really have that type of stuff up there. So it's like, man, what have I been missing? We had a barbecue place here, and they were from the South, but it's here in Kentucky where we're at. And they have banana pudding. Like, banana pudding is a big southern treat. Like, you wasn't used to getting that up north, It was just like you got the regular old vanilla or chocolate or whatever. But the banana pudding, and you put the wafers in there and the bananas. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
whipped cream on top.
I was like, yeah, they get some good cooking down there. I mean, even just like the green beans, they put the fat back or whatever in the green beans or bacon or whatever it is. And it's like, this just isn't just bird's eye, is it? No, this is real good green beans. It's the real green beans.
It's the real shit right here.
It's like, my life has been a sham.
We skinned that pig this morning. Now you're eating it.
Yeah, as Todd knows, it was just only a few years when I had fried bologna. Just never had it.
I was gonna mention that when you said he was talking about. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go there.
I'm like, you just had me just regular bologna sandwich. No, you fried a bologna. What? What do you mean fried a bologna?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Good stuff.
It's unheard of.
Yeah. Let me see here. Oh, we're talking about the dog that he had there. Even Vanessa from Bart as well. Here's a no. You guys okay? Have a great evening, guys. Hey, Steve, what is going on? Cheers, buddy. I actually started a little bit earlier today. I know Steve's going because Steve's in the UK. He needs to get up early usually as well. But Steve's Brewing channel, if you don't know Steve, make sure to check him out. He has some great stuff over there as well. Sooner or later, I'm going to jump on one of his things. The whole time, they're 5 hours ahead of us. So usually the week.
It makes it a little tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Wayne said hello to him as well. I'm drunk. Knife. That was Mark said. Mark was in there from the beginning with us. He told me on the comment that I had on the community tab, they drink 1, 2, or 3 tonight. So he was ready to get into it a little bit. It's only Wednesday, though. It's only Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it was funny,
Day.
before you went live tonight, Wayne, Todd had mentioned, he was like, yeah, and I hope people don't think it's like Thursday, because we had the Thursday night show. And so, like, yeah, people will be pissed. And they're like, wait a minute, it's not Thursday. They go to work. Like, I thought it was Friday. No, it's only Thursday. Todd and Todd were on last night.
Wake up and be like, son of a bitch, you got one more day? What do you mean? But I watched the show last night. It was like, yeah, it was just Wednesday.
Well, this week's
damn, I wouldn't
ever so.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I wouldn't have got drunk last night then if I'd have known that.
Oh, Steve was asking Wayne how you were there too. I think you answered him in the comments. It was just a matter of me getting there. Life, eating. Hey, that's what it was back then. I mean, they weren't that cold. You're only 6 years old. They had to put something on you. They didn't win a lawsuit. Right, Mark. Hope you're not hanging. To back tomorrow. I'm good. Steve, life is good. Let's go through. I probably could skip ahead, but I hate to skip ahead and miss anybody that had a question there. Let me see here. Say apologies, Kitty. It is Mrs. Don't know. Sorry about that. Run in the water and start moving body parts. You'll learn to swim. That's true. Yeah, just although some people don't. I mean, some people do definitely go down.
Sink or swim.
Yeah. Also being thrown into the water helps you swim too. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And again, it was like there was no choice because once they got you in a diving board, either you jumped or they pushed you off, so you couldn't go back. That's how we learned how to swim in the 70s. I mean, that's just how the YMCA did. Simos, all right, everyone dipping in and out. Got some good stuff. Got some stuff going on Saturday in the Zoom call at the moment. Got some serious shit going on. Okay, well, hopefully things work out there, Simo. Time to tell those you care about that you do. There's never a wrong time for that. You know, that's one thing that people learned over the last year and a half. Don't wait to tell people how you feel and stuff like that too. It's you never know who can be affected at some point. Vanessa said, "Be safe, Simo." If you need to chat, man. Okay, Simo. Yeah, and hopefully things do well. Take care. Bye, Vanessa. Bye, guys. All right, Mark. See you later as well. And I would like to think that Raggy is the mean person in the UK, and Raj, you are the main man in the US for beer. Oh, I was usually mean or main person because Raggy's not mean on his channel. Guys, thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. And at some point, I would like to team up and do something with Raggy as well. I know I was on with Dean over there. Dean does great show, Dean's Beer Reviews. And he had me on one week, and next week, and he had Raggy. Like, they have both of them on something would be awesome as well. But Raggy is definitely fun. How about beer brownies? I don't know how beer brownies would go over. I mean, I don't know if you can do something. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's a way to actually work it into the dough along those lines. Vanessa, that sounds nice. LOL. And look who came in the back door.
Uh-oh.
Blake.
Always the back door.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about all that. What's going on, everybody? Oh, man, shoot,
What is up, Blake?
brother. Today is Blake Appreciation Day. I'm ready to.
That's right. That's right.
I am ready to accept your various gifts and offerings.
I've been trying to catch up on comments. I finally scrolled down and Blake's like, I don't have any beer. I was like, oh, I can see you still come in, Blake. But he had his power out back and forth. So, yeah, so Blake's our honorary guest. So he drinks beer once in a while, though.
Cheers, family. How y'all doing? I'm not drinking no beer at night, man. I'm playing it safe. I'm just drinking straight water.
Yeah, with a little
bit of you are.
This is so good.
As the bear is sticking its head out of the bedroom back there behind you, shaking his head no.
No, Todd, if you send the damn bear back, it would. But I'm missing my bear, brother. I'm missing.
What happened?
I'm witness protection somewhere.
Well, he said he fell in love with your NBA playing not with me, COD playing not with me ass.
My no jumping, no running guy that I created.
God, I don't want to hear it. I got a 7'3" white guy who can't touch the rim.
Me too. I can't dunk either. I can't dunk either.
But Blake made a center. You made a guard, but his center.
Yeah.
I throw him a pass. I'm like dunking. He lays it up all the time. I'm like, dunk.
I can't. But you're 7'6". What do you mean you can't dunk?
He is my guy on the drive. He is my guy on the drive. I slam it down with no problem. But Blake's
you do. Yeah, right. Like you got a wide open layup. Okay, I'll shoot the 3.
7'6" and can't dunk. What's that?
Yeah. Even Sean Bradley's like, damn, come on, Blake.
Yeah, really.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was a man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? What up, Wayne? Cheers, big dog. Cheers, brother.
What's up, Blake?
Happy National Beer Day or whatever it's called today.
When's National Vodka Day? There isn't one, is there?
See, we're getting on the same wavelength. Hell yeah!
If they made it a champion day, you can make vodka the drink of the day.
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
There you go.
Nah, I doubt it. I'd probably figure out some way to screw it up, brother. I really would. I probably would.
This is a white chocolate chunk blonde brownie made with a nice ale. Wait, fudge stout brownies. Oh. Steve said, guys, don't. I'm getting hungry.
What the hell did I walk into?
There could have been recipes.
About an hour ago of comments is what
okay. I got you. Cheers, man. Cheers.
Yeah, Blake's found out it's not easy keeping up on these comments for sure. Like I said, when you're the writer, producer, director, key grip, all that kind of stuff, yeah, you're all over the place.
And a moderator.
Yeah.
Very tasty dark chocolate fudge brownies recipe. The last part I brought to them, the group named them Orgasm Brownies.
Ooh. So I know you had some green material in those, didn't you, Vanessa? Yeah. Great.
You put people in the mood for sure.
Green chicka wow wow.
I just like
Wayne, you got some weird friends. You got some weird friends, bro. You got some weird friends up there.
Isn't there a shot called the same name? LOL. Might be. Non-stout drinkers exist. There are some people, don't prefer the stouts. Wayne's learning to like stouts. Blake, we could probably find the right stout for you, though. Sounds like a challenge. Greg,
hey, big dog, it better be this right here. This is the best vodka in the world, 100 proof. Heaven Hill vodka. Yes, sir.
100 proof. That's pretty stout.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh man, this.
Even though we're about to share, this is what you need to pick up. This James old brew.
I saw that the other day, brother, but they wanted like
you like coffee as much as I do, and this is tasty.
They wanted $32 for it, bro. She only had 28. Yeah. I actually got three bottles of this shit for the same one paper that one.
What's it? So that's that cheap of a bottle?
Yes, that's why I love it.
Wow. Nice.
I
Hey,
mean-
nothing wrong with that. I was going to ask you before you said that how much it actually cost.
Well, all I'm asking you this, brother. Why pay for the cow when you can just? Well, never mind. We digress.
We know where you're going.
We
know where you're
digress.
going.
We digress.
We know where you're going.
Ryan's gonna never ever let me live this down. Cheers, buddy. Hey, but I can touch the rim now. I am a threat. Yes. So
Woo!
I'm gonna go ahead and bring you down here, Wayne. When you come back, I'll just bring you back up. I think you're doing something there.
cheers, buddy.
I'm a long
Y'all
time
smash
drinker. Oh, thanks, brother. Only buy the 4X. Yeah, I mean that same one. Only 4 and extra stout. I mean, I get the other ones to try them, but 4X stout's the way to go. Make leather bottle holders for the Guinness 4 extra stout bottles too. Vanessa's such a crafter.
This
I
comes
know.
from a chick. This comes from a chick with a bull crop and a fucking stilettos. So, yeah.
True.
Love you,
True,
Vanessa.
Blake. True.
Love you, Vanessa. Love you, baby. Love you.
There you go. Here's Wayne. So Vanessa does a lot of her stuff on Instagram, but I'm telling you, if she had a YouTube channel, it'd be so entertaining to watch her making some of this stuff.
No shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I totally agree, bro.
Guinness
100%.
It isn't so. All for the Guinness base. And, Steve said, I do like Guinness because my granddad bought me once, and the drink reminds me of him and nothing like a Guinness from Ireland. LOL. Oh, there you go.
Cheers, Steve. That's
Anytime you
awesome,
get
brother.
good nostalgia with beer, that's awesome. Try that 4 extra stout. You may like it. I would give it a try. Thank you. Yeah, the 4 extra stout is kind of like once you have it, it's like, what else have you been feeding me over the years? Because this isn't right. This is so damn good. See, Vanessa learned how to roll cigars at age 14, working the shade tobacco fields.
Vanessa, thank God it wasn't marijuana. They throw you in jail for that shit.
And now that she has hemp rolling papers.
Well, we digress. We digress.
What's up, Size? Wow, my friend. Cheers. Michigan.
Cheers, Si.
65 breweries. Yeah, I just saw the latest count on the total breweries in the country are now at 9,000 as well. So last year was the first year of actually being down on beer by volume and craft. It was beer overall, but with COVID, that's not really a surprise. People had less money in their pocket. Craft beer is usually more than regular beer, but even regular beer was down because people didn't have enough money in their pocket, right? So we all know people struggling with jobs and all that stuff. So California, most of any state in the U.S. by 2019 so far, they say that 907 compared to second and third in Colorado. Yeah, well, California, you think they have more than that, 5th largest economy in the world. Like, if California just said we're out, they probably could survive themselves.
California's so cool. They got all their own ketchup packets right now. You ain't gonna run out of ketchup in California, I promise you. Now in Detroit, Arkansas, you might. So
Yeah, you were a little bummed out when you heard there was a ketchup shortage taking place.
Bo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. There's 3 things in the world I don't fuck with: Jenna Jameson, people who are shorter than me, and ketchup. You know what I mean? There's 3
In that
things
order?
In the world.
In that order?
Well, if you drop him $100 super chat, I'll tell you the truth, folks.
Okay, and there you go.
Cheers, Seth. Oh, I'm just getting to these comments, but yeah, we missed that earlier. We could have got you BC's jingle when he was on. We'll have to get him to do it again when he's back on here.
Oh, nice.
If you ever watch BC Beer Reviews, like he starts off with his jingle to his channel. So,
Bro,
yeah.
I saw him without a shirt on earlier.
Yeah.
I hope he can sing. Love you, BC. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, buddy.
New York at 425, 423 craft, respectively. My Google food is good. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Everybody was Google fine. 116 in Connecticut thus far.
Nice.
Let's see. San Diego Brewery Guy lists 150 in the city. Well, San Diego makes some good beer, so I'm not surprised there. Alpine did run an exponential hoppiness this year in cans. I've heard Alpine. I haven't got any. I think Alpine might have been at one of our beer festivals in the past too.
We get some Alpine here.
Yeah. $19.99 for a 4-pack of pints based on what I paid for sips in the brewery in previous years, $1 an ounce. That would be $64 a 4-pack. So 20 in a 4-pack is a deal.
The only thing down here in Arkansas we get is Alpine's like speakers, maybe a CD. You know, maybe.
You're going 1980s with that.
Yeah, I remember,
Hey!
I remember the Alpine's dash systems in the cars.
They used to be the creme de creme right there. You Alpine? Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what do you got, Alpine? No, man, I got JVC. What?
Hey, Ryan. I look like the white guy. I said, dude, I got fucking Rockford Fosgate. And they're like, really?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was bad. I pulled a 92 on the decimal though. I pulled a 92 on the decimal. So yeah, I did it. Okay.
What'd you say, Wade?
So we're rocking Pioneer and Kickers over here.
Yeah, Pioneer. Yeah.
Pioneer, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's another thing. I guess the kids of today, they don't rock like we used to rock back in the 80s and 90s. Well, Blake, you were only a baby back then, but 80s and 90s, the car systems we would have with the systems in the back. And I mean, I know kids don't have, they're all Fast and Furious nowadays, but
is that a nice way of saying I chose older products?
I remember my.
I would say classic.
Oh, classic, yes.
I remember my first car I had was an old Ford Ranger, and I had the like 10 inches and a subwoofer and a bass tube in the back. Like, I mean, he's sitting like literally like right behind. You couldn't put nothing else
Okay,
back
never
there.
mind. None of that.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Yeah, my first car.
And they had a cassette, not a CD player, but a cassette tape that you could actually take out so nobody could break in and steal that shit while he was sleeping.
Oh, I remember the pull-out systems. I remember those.
Yeah. That's right.
Would you say, Wade?
My first car was given to me by my uncle, and he installed stereos in South Florida. So,
I can only imagine.
My first car had 2 6x9s in each door and 4 6x9s in the back, 400 watts of amplifier power. So,
nice.
we could knock out with that. But I tell you what, the best thing, parent-wise, is my 16-year-old is driving me, and she streams her music on there. And
yes.
we're coming back from my granddaughter's birthday party on Sunday, and she was rocking out to Queen.
And you weren't.
She's 16, you know.
Yeah, so it was like, she's going with the classics. Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good job, Wayne. You just kept your sub from me. Hell yeah, good job, dude. Good job,
Thanks,
buddy.
Kelly
Cheers,
Clarkson.
brother.
No, I rock Queen in here.
Queen, that's right.
Kelly Clarkson. What the fuck?
I'm trying to think of what the young kids listen to nowadays, right? I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of white people lined up who listen to Kelly Clarkson. What the fuck? You might as well listen to Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeah, why not?
Everybody listen to Kelly Clarkson. Why's it gotta be just white people?
Oh, so you own her whole category, right? Yeah, don't laugh. Don't do that.
That's Rod's favorite singer of all time, right there.
Kelly Clarkson. Out of everybody, Kelly Clarkson. God damn.
Hey, Blake even records her talk shows in the day.
See, I thought that. hey, Todd, you got a weird ass friend up there, but I love him. He's my own.
Yeah, you know.
He warms my little hippie soul. So yeah.
Yeah. No, there's some good beer, as you mentioned. There's different things that come. You got to find the sunshine where you can find the sunshine. So, beer delivery, well, that came out of the pandemic. I don't have to go out now, and beer can come to my house. Oh, that's awesome. You know, that's a win.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Oh, yo, dude, yeah, doing well, Cy, and we have a special one today for National Beer Day. So,
hey, Si, I'm still waiting on the kids from the DARE program back when I was like 12 years old to give me free joints. So, yeah. Ain't nobody ever bought me no liquor. Damn.
Let's see here. Scooch down here in the comments. Beer delivery. You are essential personnel. I agree. They're essential.
He gets some Rye J deals. Yes.
Oh, don't start, Blake. Don't start that.
Oh, come on. It's great. Come on.
How about penultimate pentuple IPA? I don't know how many. I don't know. We were talking about like the bigger IPAs. I'm not even sure what the ABV would have to be on that, but at the penultimate, I'm pretty sure you're getting screwed up at that level. I mean, you may not finish the whole thing. I mean, that one snake, was it Snake Eyes or whatever they did from Brewdog is like 67.5%.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. What was that called? It wasn't Snake Eyes. I forget the name of that one. It was like 50-something%.
Snake Bitten or something.
I don't know.
It's not even beer anymore. It's just pure alcohol.
Exactly, right? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, this shouldn't be here anymore, but, you know.
I have no idea what in the fuck y'all are talking about. I have none. But I can touch a rim. I can block a shot. I got 90 rebound. Woohoo! Thank you, Short Guard.
Sai said he would definitely buy that. That's a BC awesome for coming, which is great. Although if he'd been here, he may have took that a different way. And that's that cool the can you had there, Wayne, as well. Got chipmunks in the house. Hello, good to see you again, my friend up in Canada. I heard something about Beer Eve. Yeah, so National Beer Day, which I guess it is the Beer Eve before we do the regular throw one back there, so toss one back there.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we will still have that tomorrow night as well. I got you, chipmunks. It took a while, but hello, my dear. Hello.
Hey, chipmunks. Hey, baby.
Hello.
It's all good, baby. Cheers, baby.
This takes a while to get through some of the comments. We got Rod X in the house. Cheers, my friend. Good to see you. What's up, men? Here's having a little bit of a drink on a hump day, National Beer Day. Your drink is up, let us know as well. It's Beer Day. If the beer seems the shadow, 6 weeks of beer. Hey, keep on coming with the beer. It works for me.
That's right.
Sun is still up here, so the future looks bright for me. That is awesome saying, so I like that one.
I'm just gonna look down till we go past that one because I'll laugh.
21:50 hours, sun is going down for a few hours back. Military time, respect, definitely.
Oh yeah, Vanessa's
Air
in the
Force, February '96. Yeah, always respect Vanessa. Vanessa's done so much in her life, and she's done more already than a lot of people do through their 90s. You know.
Hey, Rod, one time Vanessa told me she'd whoop my ass for free. And I was like, are you being serious? And she says, yes. And I was like, no, you won't. And all of a sudden, I saw that crap. I was like, yes, ma'am. I'm on following the line.
She was giving you a Rod J deal because a lot of people would pay good money for that.
See, you can't say that. You can't say that. The Rod J deal. Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
Blake, if you're still here, Chipmunks are saying hi as well.
Hey, sweetheart. I love that crazy fucker. I love all you guys. Cheers, man. Cheers.
Yeah, everybody I know, all my friends that serve military, that military time does feel ingrained there as well. So 80 to 96, 16 years there. Nice. Just drank some beers from Ozark Brewing Company from Rogers, Arkansas, and they were good. Look at that. Nice.
Hey, Ryan, that's a weird ass place to live, but cheers to you, big dog. That's nice. That is nice.
I had not seen them. And Rod, I can see if you got a channel here. I'll try to check to see if I can subscribe there as well. If you're doing some things there with the beer or whatever you're doing. Take a look here.
Ozark Beer Company is dope. They are dope. Cheers to the Ozark Beer Company.
I don't usually hear as much about beers out of Arkansas. So, I mean, obviously I know their breweries are there. I just don't hear about them as much. So it's nice to, when I hear new breweries and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm not even going to say nothing. Here's the coolest, smartest guy on the whole panel. How many beers do you listen from Arkansas a week? Comment.
I don't know how many from Arkansas.
Exactly. Mic drop.
But that's why it's great when you have one, right? So.
Oh, well, it's great, man. But shit, if everybody in Arkansas would just drink vodka, the world would be so much happier. We all smoke in peace. I mean, Jesus.
Well, look, if Mississippi can do beer, Arkansas can too, right? So
Mississippi is the 49th poorest state. We're the dead last. They got more money than we got.
So you
Hey,
get a
man.
you get a loan from them. Hey, Mississippi, slide us a few dollars. Oh,
Now we all know that ain't gonna happen. Damn it.
nice seeing you as well, Chipmunks. You have a great night too, and
Cheers,
we'll
Chipmunks.
be back tomorrow with the regular show.
I can't wait for tomorrow night, man. Tomorrow night, this man and this man, y'all gonna kick some ass. It's one of my favorite Thursday night shows in the world. I only got one question to ask. And it's not, why don't y'all bring Le Champion up? And it's not because, all that other dumb shit. Why don't y'all drink vodka and water? Comment. Oh, I like that answer. Can I borrow
It's a
that?
possibility. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no.
Can I borrow that one day?
Yes, you can.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Size
I'm
having a
not gonna
lot.
say no. Hey, just
No, you
I'll
did
probably
something worse. You went,
I'll probably forget between now and tomorrow night, but I just might do that.
I mean, I've had whiskey on the show. I just never did vodka, but I have whiskey, moonshine. I've had other stuff on that show.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Vodka and water. Is that what you drink, Blake, usually, or just straight vodka?
no, just vodka and water, boss. You gotta get you a little mason glass about that damn tall. You fill it up with
What's your
vodka.
ratio there?
Here's the ratio. You put about that much. If you care about waking up in the morning, this is
That much
what you need to
water, the
put.
rest vodka?
No, boss. No, boss. No. You put this much vodka in the bottom. You fill it up with water to about here, 2 or 3 cubes of ice. Oh man, Shannon will be begging. Shannon will be begging for your next kid, brother. I'm telling you, though. You may even call him Le Champion. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Hey, if that happens, I will call him Le Champion because
No,
might
don't
be a
do
whole
that.
other issue going on there if that does.
Technical difficulties. Hold on.
Le Champion is the baby maker. Oh.
I'm gonna go. Blake, come up with this idea. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens here.
Wayne, you got some weird friends, brother. Cheers to you, big dog. Cheers to you, buddy. Cheers to you, buddy.
Man.
Cy had Lagunitas Maximus Colossus IPA, a nice call for a beer day, 9% ABV, 9.99 6-pack. Couldn't walk past that. No, and that's the cool thing about Lagunitas. Again, I'll say it to the day I die. Probably they are probably the best value for what you get for any beer out there. For what they charge, they could easily charge them more for some of their beers, and they keep it real that it's almost like you have to buy their beers because they're always at a good price, and they always aim to please, and you're never really disappointed with them. So I would have definitely picked that up as well.
They are good.
Kind of makes you wonder why everybody else can't do that.
Oh, that'd be greed.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Well, I say that, but I joke. With Lagunitas, they are backed by Heineken over in Europe now, so they do have some dollars behind them. But they've always been that way, even before.
Yeah, I was gonna say that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It's time to make a Le Champion.
So
y'all
a
go
splash
ahead.
of water and a whole glass full of vodka is what you're saying.
100 proof vodka all the way up to the bottom of the thing. See that? That's your vodka. Then you pour the water in. Then you put the ice in. And by the way, before everybody laughs at me, hey, I have lost damn near 30 pounds just drinking this shit instead of all them craft beers smelling like that.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Cheers, Blake.
Smelling like the Appalachian hazelnuts off the Hawaiian coast and the
So
stir and
you
shit.
hardly put any vodka in it, so
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
that-
no, you're just drinking
You
water.
save alcohol. It's great.
Blake,
It's great.
I've never seen a guy that buys that big of a bottle for so little in his glass.
Blake, you know what you could do and save you a lot more money? Just
You
buy
oughta
a
make
bunch of Miller Lite
You
and
ought
do
to
the
make
same
this
thing.
fucker. You ought to make this fucker named the Eclectic Beard. You got to make the Eclectic Beard one day. He's a weirdo like that too. Do what? I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. I fucking love you guys, man. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Smash that like for Roger. I'll be right back. I gotta go make some more. I'll be back. Hold on.
The keys for COVID to get around all the fridge issues. So My homebrew game kind of got out of control during lockdown. Yeah. Well, I can't go anywhere. I might as well brew some beer. I can understand that. Nothing
Come
wrong
on,
with
it's
that,
fucking
Si.
hilarious. Shit, they're all laughing. Come on, take a
Hey,
give me
Arizona,
water. Give
what's
me the
going
water.
on? Cheers, buddy. Good evening from warm Arizona. Well, surprised you didn't say hot, but if you don't know Arizona time, let's check him out as well. And great live stream you had yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Or was it today? I think it was yesterday with the tour and stuff you were doing around the different stuff in Arizona. That was pretty cool. Send some heat to the west. It's chill 68 here. We'll get to 45 tonight, 52 now. I think we're actually, what are we right now? We're supposed to have rain, and the rain never seemed to hit, but we're 69 right now. Tomorrow we're supposed to have 70% chance of rain. Our weather guy was like, yo, it'll rain by 9 o'clock tonight. Well, it hasn't done jack.
I mean, that's got to be the greatest job, right? Because you're wrong 90% of the time, and you're okay.
Yeah, you don't get to see whether people get fired. Unless whether people get in some type of sex scandal, they never get fired for anything.
Right, exactly.
They keep their jobs forever as they screw up. I mean, you're not calling it what you're flipping a coin. You know, if you have some clouds in the sky, you can just say partly cloudy. Nobody's going to check you.
That's right.
It's partly
doesn't matter
cloudy.
what the percentage is.
Yeah, you know, partly
clouds,
partly cloudy, and partly sunny. What's the difference?
That's right.
Same thing, right? So
potato.
I believe I can fly.
Depends on if you're a glass half full or glass half empty kind
I mean,
of
it's
guy.
like one of our stations. They're most accurate in the tri-state. Like, aren't you all getting the same information from everywhere else? So how are you more accurate than the other two stations? Like, you guys are all tracking the same thing right here. Like,
right.
Yeah, by one, they're more accurate. They call one more thing right, but the other one didn't. Darwinian theory of swim lessons. Yeah, swim or drown. I mean, that's what you got to do. Kick the legs.
And don't inhale the water.
Yeah.
Word to your mother.
Is this the back door? Is that a euphemism? No, Blake always comes in the back door. Take it how you want.
Hey,
That's right.
Si, it's not shitty and it's not anal. But, well, maybe. Maybe.
Throttle's in the house. What's going on, Throttle? Cheers.
Oh, my good God. Throttle, what's up, brother? Cheers, buddy. Y'all smash that like for Mr. Rod J and his awesome ass panel up here. Hold on, wait. There we go. Oh, snap. I done figured it out.
Oh, there you go.
When you walk in the back door, expect some talking fudge. Jeez. Well, took a turn. Full throttle. I don't know if you have to ask. You're not ready to know.
You better be glad I'm not on my channel. I tell an actual real story right now. Keep me off. So go ahead. Dark fudge.
Fudgy brownies. Extra special ones.
Special ones. Blake starts cracking up.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm 7'3". I can touch your rim now. Thank you for my shark card. Thank you, Mr. Biden.
Yes, Jameson is tasty for sure. In fact, I've been saving that little bit because I'm going to do a review on it. But
nice.
It's really good. Tullamore Dew is my go-to. Ours, very nice side.
That's a good one.
Love you too, Blake. Vanessa said.
Love you too, baby.
Also with beer, my mom used to give me sips of the Swiss. Does that count? Hey, if Swiss reminds you of your mom spending time with you doing stuff, sure, why not? I can remember Miller High Life having to get those little bottles from my grandparents. Whenever I think of a High Life, I think of times with them as well.
Hey, Si, I really wish me and my mom could drink together, but she takes the Bible around 24/7. I see you, Throttle. I see,
as you would say, Blake, comment.
Fuck whiskey Throttle. That's my comment. No, I'm picking, buddy. Joke. Cheers.
Tequila Ace 14, those same shade tobacco feels. Well, she was rolling the cigars. Definitely not shorter than you here, Blake.
Gosh,
you might be the shortest man.
And I just got my damn brand new Le Champion shirt. I'm thinking about starting to sell this merch. What do you think, Rod?
There you go. Put the logo on it. Nice.
Just LE right above it.
I got a sweatshirt like that. If you put the LE on it, let me know so I can do that to mine.
Le Champion.
All right, well, there goes that awesome idea. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Todd.
You can sew
I'll
it
take a
in.
marker, mark it on there. LE Champion.
Sew it in like
See, that's a friend. That's a friend right there. That's a
I'd
real
do
friend.
that. I'd do that for you.
Hey, you know what? I would not do that for you, but hey, I understand. It's all good.
Okay, well, never mind then. I ain't gonna ruin my good sweatshirt then.
Gosh damn it, Wayne, this is your fault.
Alpine speakers in my truck installed the day I bought it. Nice. Yeah, Alpine back in the day. I don't know if you can buy an aftermarket sound system now. It's all integrated computer system. Yeah, it's definitely changed up now than how it has for sure.
Yeah,
Si, here's the problem. The kids nowadays don't want to drive. When I was 16, I wanted to get the fuck away from my parents. Did y'all not? Anybody?
I don't know. When you grew up, it was a different time.
My parents was basically like, you need to start driving.
Parents are like, either you're going to college or you're going to the military, so make a choice.
That's why I drove away. Okay, he got me on that one. That's why I drove away.
First car, Chevy Impala 67. Bought it at Anchor.
Oh, nice. My dad's first car was 1968 Mustang. Yeah. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. It was not a Mustang. It was the other one. Camaro. Thank you, boss. Thank you.
Been cooler if it was a Mustang.
Up in the house. We say, Wayne?
What up, Lip?
Cooler if it was a Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I tried to build it up, but me and Pop didn't have that much money back then, you know.
Lep's in the house. Cheers, Lep. Y'all know Leprechaun TV. Make sure to check him out.
Cheers, Lip.
Especially if you want to learn how to cook something. As a cooking fiend. 74 Cadillac sedan DeVille.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Gosh, damn, son. Damn.
Pulling up. Hello, ladies. Diamond in the back. Sunroof top. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. That's good. Driving the beer. So Chad's driving to get some beer.
Cheers, Chad. Be safe, man.
Drive safe and bring a lot back. Exactly.
I
want to try the Dragon's Milk Stout, plan to collect a few kegs. I believe you there. I know you got the directions and how long it'll take to get there. Any cheese made with beer at Jungle Gyms? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, beer cheese is pretty common in some of the spots, and I'm sure they have their share. Vodka with the beer shooter, Blake. There you go. Roger, I live in Missouri, but they sell beer from Roger, Arkansas here in Missouri. Nice.
Right. Hey, nice, brother. You must live near Branson, homie.
They got the distribution, so they can definitely sell it across state as long as they're all approved. I mean, here where I'm at in Kentucky, I get it from Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, not to mention the other states, Tennessee, and stuff like that, too.
Arkansas, comment.
There probably is Arkansas. I just haven't really noticed.
Oh, see, that's what we was talking about earlier.
Jungle Gyms has it broken down by state, so I have to check to see if there's Arkansas beer there.
Yeah, check and see.
I mean, Arkansas dedicated to Blake and JV. This is for my Arkansas peeps. Make it like a music video. This is how we gonna do it.
Just have me in the background do it this year.
I want to make like a JV type thing that he did with freaking Johnny and
Did you see the beer man? Did you see the beer man earlier?
No.
Oh, dude. Oh my god.
Did he get ripped?
No. We'll talk about it off air.
Okay.
It'll be cool.
Vodka in the deep freeze alongside my stone shot glasses. Nice. Good night, all. Been watching. It's 3:30 a.m. now. So Rod, Todd, Wayne, Blake, and everyone else, all the best guys. Well, thanks, Steve. Always appreciate
Steve.
I know it's definitely later for you there. And at some point, let's try to hook up something like on the weekend. That way we can try to get it in there. We can get them to stream together. Some
Good night,
point,
Steve.
he's going to get to this comment. Yes, I am here at the comment now. Oh my God, he caught up. It's the battle. This is the life we're in. I left the day I turned 18. Yeah, I did too. I went to West
See,
Virginia.
we all did. These
Never
kids
looked back.
nowadays don't do this shit though.
Nowadays,
Why?
they come back home.
Dude, why?
Corn Shine,
Why?
double dry hop, hazy IPA by Greater Good, Shine is Imperial New England IPA. Nice. I've heard good stuff about Greater Good as well. Oh, shit, he caught up. Now what we're going to do. I always catch up at some point, so.
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later. But actually, right now, we're 10:41, so I think what we're going to probably do at this point is close it down because I do have to go back to work tomorrow, which I haven't been since last Thursday. So,
boo! What's more important, my
can't
happiness,
imagine.
our happiness, or your show? Comment.
My happiness. I can't imagine my emails are going to be freaking taken up all day, probably. So,
That sucks.
yeah. But I was off from work for about a week, so I'm happy about that. Sai says no more comments. I entered Air Force after graduating high school. Yes, Vanessa took off right there as well. Thank you for the show. Well, thank you, Vanessa, for being here. Always great. Where around Arkansas are you from? He's asking you.
I am from the northeastern southwestern corner of Colorado, also known as Southeast Arkansas. That's an exclusive for Rod J's show. Nobody else gets that. Cheers to you, Rod X. Cheers, buddy.
But thanks for everybody that tuned in.
On,
Wayne, it was great having you on and keep doing what you're doing. If you guys don't have Wayne yet, make sure you check him out. He's one of the newer beer tubers and doing some good stuff on his channel, sharing some beers as he's walking through and find out stuff for himself there as well. So make sure you pick him up. Wayne's Beer Delivery. We got Blake here. Blake doesn't really do as much with beer, but he's one of the most entertaining fellows you'll ever see on YouTube. I'll give you that right now. So
technical difficulties.
But he does a lot with water and a splash of vodka, so.
Yeah. So Blake has his channel, Friday Night Throwdown, the B&A show, which just did on Tuesday, but they'll do it again, I think, tomorrow over on the Eclectic Beers channel. So
no, his white ass ain't got enough money to pay me. I'll be back. Cheers, everybody. Love you guys. Yay! Yay!
Are you not doing it tomorrow? Or you guys get the B&A show tomorrow? Or is it Friday?
Well, no, we can't do it tomorrow. He's got his kids there, and to be 100% honest with you, brother, I got drugs to take. So I'm gonna go ahead and love you guys. I'm getting on COD or maybe NBA. I don't know yet. Wayne, nice to meet you, buddy.
Off here as well, so.
Big dog.
Matt on Blake's comment, he's nowhere near Little Rock. Or maybe he is.
I could be.
You never know.
Give this man $100 super chat right now, and I'll tell you where in the fuck I live. I'll give you my zip code, my address,
And everything.
my weight.
There you go.
I'll give you every damn thing. That's all it takes. Let's see if it'll happen.
All right, but tomorrow night we'll be back with Toss One Back Thursday, which will be at 8:45 Eastern. We'll talk some of the beer news stuff there. I did have stuff about Beer Day, but maybe I'll share that tomorrow when we do the beer show. And then
That's right.
we'll drink some other beers and talk about some stuff there. And happy Hump Day to everyone and National Beer Day. That being said, we are out. Cheers and look forward to talking to you guys soon. Have a great one, everyone.